Okay, let's go smoke that joint.
Hey, what up? What up? We are back for another best ball draft. Oh yeah, we are. Looks like we're in. This one is moving. How come it never moves this fast when I'm in it? But it looks like we're already in almost through round 6. Shout out the crew who's up in here. What'd you guys think of the new intro? Let me know. Let me know. We're working on that for like the last week. Hey, Minnesota Mike, what up, bro? Robert in the house. Salute. Daniel Berry, what up? Jamie, what up? Let me know if you're chilling and you want to jump on. And Pam, what up? What up? What's going down, Pam? All right. And what up, Tony? Said good day, fantasy fam. Intro's fire. Hell yeah, intro's fire. Appreciate you. So I figured that because in the past, there was one time where I tried to redo it, but I changed the audio, and people were like, no. Don't change the audio. But I think maybe every once or 2 years, maybe I'll, get it updated with some highlights. All those highlights were from 2024. I made sure. No, I mean, the only one that was a short touchdown was the very last one, the little trick play or whatever. Besides that, I made sure they were all like 40-yard plus, like touchdowns. And Robert said, I enjoyed the new intro. You probably always get stuck on the clock suckers when you draft. Yeah, I don't know why. And Tony said, go Florida Panthers. Let's go. Yeah, you got to say the Florida Panthers, right? So people don't get it confused. All right. We're going to smoke this bowl, and I'm going to read out the rounds. We're 2 picks away from the first 6 rounds being complete. Let's get it. So round 1. Bijan at the 101, huh? Jamar Chase, Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson, Saquon at the 1-6, man. Burrow, Gibbs, Jefferson, Jalen Hurts, Monroe St. Brown, and Brian Thomas at the 12. Puka to start the second. Derrick Henry, Bucky Irving, Mahomes, Genty, CD Lamb. Man, Tony, you got to swoop CD Lamb in the second round. Check you out. CMC, A-Chain, Neighbors, Bowers, Kyren Williams, and Jonathan Taylor. Oh, shit. I just thought of one. You guys ever seen Little Big League? I don't know why I just thought of this right now. So, they have, there's a character whose last name is Bowers. And I just watched Little Big League. That's why it totally popped into my head right now. But there's a part at the end where he goes, Bowers! Dude, totally need to get that. All right. There we go. Because we got to get more sound drops. All right. There we go. Okay, I'll put that there. Get that later. All right. Where did I leave off at? Right after Bowers. So Kyren, then Jonathan Taylor. 3rd round. Kyler Murray, Drake London, Trey McBride, Ted McMillan, Nico Collins, Bo Nix, Josh Jacobs, Herbert, Breece Hall, Hampton, Mixon, and Baker Mayfield at the 3-12. Okay. Uniman Toyota 1, what up, my brother? I said, just wipe my feet, and it's about that time. Yeah, so I just read out round 3. Let's get to round 4, and let's get to this smoking as well. So round 4. Jordan Love, Dak Prescott, Ladd McConkey, Chase Brown, Brock Purdy, Travis Hunter, CJ Stroud, JSN, Hubbard, Walker, James Cook, and Marvin Harrison Jr. Round 5. Caleb Williams, Trevor Lawrence, Drake May, Jared Goff, Garrett Wilson, AJ Brown, Cam Ward. Damn, Cam Ward went kind of high in this one. Rashee Rice, Tua, Devonta Smith, Justin Fields, and David Montgomery. Round 6, Alvin Kamara, J.J. McCarthy, Brian Robinson, T. Higgins, R.J. Harvey, Laporta, Judkins, Travion Henderson, Caleb Johnson. Look at that. 3 rookie running backs back to back to back. James Conner, Bryce Young, Scary Terry McLaurin. 7th round, DeAndre Swift, Tony Pollard, Tyreek Hill, DK Metcalf, Michael Penix, Matt Stafford, Isaiah Pacheco, Xavier Worthy.
X gon' give it to you. What?
DJ, I want to score more. Gino, George Kittle, Romy Roma Dunze. All right, there we go. Read out the first 7 rounds, and we're caught up. And I'll try to remember after every round just to speed read through. And for everybody listening in audio, appreciate you. 5-star review on Apple. Leave us a review on Spotify as well. Help more people find the show. That's how more people find it. And even if you aren't listening in audio form, if you have Apple Podcasts, please go leave me a 5-star review. If you have Spotify, please go leave me a 5-star review. Just search Fantasy Football Hustler. You'll find me. Oh, shit. Is that the first IDP off the board? I think so. Roquan Smith. And OG. OG from SWG. He has access to Patreon and everything, but he obviously hasn't seen my IDP rankings. Because Roquan would not be picked first, even though I love Roquan. Yeah, back when he was on the Bears, like he was like 101 IDP for me all the time. I mean, shit, maybe even that next year that he went over to the Ravens. But yeah, after that, like things just changed, man. When you're a part of one of the best offenses in the league, time of possession usually isn't on your side. Less opportunities. Okay. How's everybody's Memorial Day? Happy Memorial Day. Salute to all the troops. Appreciate you guys. Salute to all the veterans out there. Appreciate you. And we're almost through this round 8 here. Let's see here. Hey, TJ in the house. What up? What up? What's going down, TJ? You got perfect timing.
You got perfect timing. About to start a little puff give in this motherfucker.
Jamie, what up? What up? Let me know if you must have hopped off during that time, but let me know if you want the link to jump in. And anybody who didn't watch the new intro, no, I didn't see your message. No, sorry. Let me go check. Let's see. Okay. This draft name is Chasing Tyson. So we're in our ESPN 30 for 30 phase right now. So I don't know if you guys know how much I love the ESPN like 30 for 30 movies. I fucking love them, man. It's great content. We get to hear about so many cool stories. Just from the past and just a lot of different things. And this one, really good one. Chasing Tyson, Mike Tyson, obviously. But yeah, this one's super good. And I sent you the link. And sounds good, Brown. Sounds good, bro. Let me know. Whoa. So, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it depends on how bad you're, like how much you're going for and how much does this make you a contender? Because I see you already rejected it, but it's you receive Jamar Chase and Pacheco, and you give up the 103, the 109, the 203, and the 2027 first. I mean, the reason why I wouldn't be worried about giving up the 27 first is because it's Jamar Chase. I mean, he's going to be good for years and years and years to come. Pacheco, Pacheco is probably the reason why you don't like this, right? Like, I feel like if it was just Jamar Chase for all this, I mean, shit, like someone might do that. Like, it is a crazy, like, overpay, but you think about it, 103. I mean, I'm assuming this isn't one of the IDP leagues, so you already missed out on Genty and Hampton. You know, like those are the guys who I think we all think are like the smash slam dunks. So you know, you'd get your pick of like whatever running back, or if you went Hunter or Tet, I mean, but you literally get your pick of everybody else besides Hampton and and what's it called? And Genty. So if you needed a running back, like that is a good spot. The 109, I kind of hate the 109. Like a lot of times the top, what is it? Five, let me see which running backs. Genty, Hampton, Judkins, Henderson, Harvey, Caleb. Okay, so a lot of times all 6 of those guys are gone by the time it gets to like the 109. Like that's what sucks. 109, 110 suck. And then the 203, I mean, you know, that could be Trey Harris, maybe. Beck, Higgins, Golden, maybe in certain situations. But yeah, I don't know. Like I would almost consider doing this to get Chase. It's like you got to do something big, but it also limits your buying power in the future. That's what I don't like. Hey, Toker1J said, "Who's high besides me? Who's got 2 thumbs? This guy." Hey, what up, Kyle? He said, "Just got here. Why are people drafting QB in round 1?" So it's a super flex where you draft. Where the super flex is where you could play. It's a position where you can play any position, including quarterback, and most people want a quarterback in that spot because they score so much higher than everybody else. So you might as well say it's a 2 QB league. And yeah, so you'll get some guys going in the first, and this is only a portion of the board. I scroll, it only shows 8 out of the 12 positions wherever I am. It's just to zoom in for like the blind people like me who can't see. But yeah, if you want to see like the whole board or anything, let me know. But yeah, we draft every single day, 6 p.m. West Coast time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And it's for a best ball tournament where you only pay $11 to enter, and there's thousands of dollars at stake. Last year's grand prize was $1,500. Second place was $1,700, and it trickled all the way down through, I think, like 75 people. And Pam said, LOL, zoom in. How much you need me to zoom in, Pam? Let me see how much I could zoom in. I think I could go to 125%. That makes it to where it shows 6 at a time. It'll show like half the board wide. And what do you guys think? This 125 or 100? And Minnesota Mike said, yeah, we do a draft a day, keeps the off season away. Hell yeah, man. It makes it so much fun too. And you think about how much $11 buys you in real life now. Like it really doesn't buy you much. So like, you know, an experience that is going to last us, you know, 2 to maybe 3 hours for $11, you know, and potentially win thousands of dollars, you know, like that's like another thing. And, you know, this is awesome draft practice. Like that was originally why I created this tournament, is to give us all types of draft practice before redraft season starts. And man, I mean, this tournament has turned into anything bigger, you know, than damn near any redraft league. Yeah, man, this is like one of the most fun times of the year for me. Dang it, Pam, sound blind as fuck. Still can't read a word of it. Dang it, Pam. Well, I'm just going to zoom back out to 100 then. And Jamie said $11 could buy you a case of Roman candles. I mean, that'll keep you having fun, at least for a few minutes. I don't know how many, like, you know, actually come in there. What would it be, like 10 or 5 or something? Like, I don't even know. But that would keep you busy for a few minutes, for sure. For sure. And Kyle said, if I did a super flex draft, I'm taking Lamar pick 1. And see, and that's not a lot of times we do get a quarterback picked at 101. I mean, most of the time it's Josh Allen. I wouldn't be mad with Lamar either. I mean, both of them, assuming health, are going to be amongst the top scorers. But yeah, I mean, in this tournament specifically, I'm a big fan of getting like a lot of running backs. If this was just like a regular super flex, like redraft or dynasty league, I'd probably be going quarterback first. Pam said, all good. Thanks. Love being here. We appreciate you, Pam. We appreciate you. Thanks for always coming through. Oh, ramen noodles. What the fuck? I swore it said Roman candles. Dude, my dyslexia kicked in hardcore on that. And Jamie, I sent you the link. I don't know if you saw it, but just letting you know, it's hilarious. And but yeah, you can get a nice case of 10 ramen noodles, dude. You know what's so crazy is like, so when I was in the county jail way back in the day, we're talking way back in the day, ramen noodles were like 50 cents for like just one. And like it's crazy because like this is like 2007, so like back then was when you could get, I don't know, a 10 pack for $1, probably, like something like that. Like it's way different like now, but like yeah, back when you used to be able to get like 10 or 20 for $1, like some shit like that. And like, dude, ramen is so expensive now because like that was like, it's crazy how like these jails and prison probably make so much money just off ramen noodles. That's it, just off ramen noodles, not to mention everything else, like the profit they make off of that. Because you know you're probably getting it for like 1 cent, you know, like they're probably buying it for 1 cent, selling at like a 500,000 markup or whatever the fuck it is. And so, yeah, Mike says insane amount for $1. Yeah, back then, like, dude, yeah, literally, like, it was like 10 or 20 that you were getting for $1. And like, it's not like that anymore. Like, it's crazy. Like, dude, I'm sure it is not more expensive but to make that shit. But yeah, just the cost of having a business is more expensive. Yeah. And Crispy, let him know. Fill that dynasty. What is that? The $55 Superflex IDP? That's what I'm assuming. Toker 1J, you the man. And you know what? I always got one loaded up for Toker J. Firemuth, Mason, Blue, Alshire, TJ Want, TJ Edwards, Jennings, Pittman, Jalen McMillan, Johnny Smith, TJ Hawkinson, Loveland. There we go, to round out the 12th round. Whew. All right, there we go. Appreciate everybody who's rocking. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, hit the like button. Much appreciated. Looks like I already hit it. There we go. And trying different things out with the thumbnails. What do you guys think of the thumbnail? Anybody notice it at all? Yeah, just trying to do whatever I can to try to hit these YouTube algorithms. And I know the thumbnails are like a big thing. So like pretty much what I'm going to do now is I'm put like some kind of live draft like thumbnail, and then I'll change it later to like the thumbnail for the division. So if we want to look back later, we can look back later. And for everybody who is not a 420 crew member on YouTube, I'm putting a link right now. There we go. Unlock all the emojis, and you can become a member for as little as $3 a month, and it's much appreciated. It's much appreciated. You unlock some emojis with it, and you get to be a part of the show. Definitely. Like you'll see in the what's it called? In the credits. If you're a YouTube, if you're a paid YouTube member, if you're a Patreon member, if you're a Twitch member, like all of that, it all goes towards you getting your status on the credits. So the highest is the people who are at like $50 combined between like everywhere. And there's some places where you could be on Patreon for like 25 and get the highest, second highest level of things going on over there, and then you can be subscribed on 5, on YouTube, on Twitch, and on all these different places to equal the other $25, and that's how you become an executive producer. I do have the tier if someone like wants to sign up and support with $50 a month on Patreon, on YouTube. It is all there as well. And but yeah, that's how it that's pretty much how it all goes. Like wherever you're signed up, like all around, that kind of adds to your status for the credits at the end. And I have to update it because I know we've had some people sign up over the last couple days. I usually try to update it like once a week or once every other week. And shout out to Phil. Let's smoke it up, my brother.
You got perfect timing. About to start a little puff giving this motherfucker.
No, Jamie. Nope. He did not. He did not. Yeah, and look, the one. Woo! One thing that sucks is on YouTube the the emojis don't carry over, but we got all these cool different emojis over on Twitch as well. Let me see how many I can fit here. There we go. And then it should pop up on the screen. There we go. Now you can see it. And not liking the pass catchers tonight. Who do you got? It's probably because you took Travis Hunter in the 4th round. Like, I mean, it's nice, but, you know, that's like picking... Like, if you're doing it for the IDP cheat code, that means you're picking your top IDP cheat code in round 4, you know? But yeah, I mean, that's probably why. I mean, CD Lamb, Hunter, I mean, yeah, Laporta, kind of annoyed with him too. And then, I mean, you got Egbuka kind of early. And I don't know if that's even early, but I'm just saying, like, you know, when you only have Lamb and Hunter, seems a little early for someone like Egbuka. And look at Fried Cracker. He got in the zone. Get in the zone. All right. Hey, we got Jamie in the house. Let me there we go. Shout out to Jamie. What the fuck is going on, bro?
What's up, brother?
What's
nice to be here with you at the 420 crew.
Fuck yeah, man. All right. Here we go. Dude, see, it's got a little trend of like the tight ends now. It's not like, so you don't need the tight ends because we don't have a tight end spot. So it's like, you know, Bowers was even going hella late for a while until they adjusted the ADP. You know, but then it would be like Trey McBride would go, and then like Laporta would go, and then Kittle, and then like Kelsey. But that would almost kind of be it for a while in like, you know, out of like the starters. And then like people would kind of be picked up on the bench. But now it's like people are really making sure to target those tight ends early with their bench.
Yeah, I like some of these tight ends. I was in the Bad Boys draft, right?
Okay.
And I took Njoku at 13th round, and he goes 15th in this round. So that's a freaking steal right there.
Yeah.
After Njoku, though, like I don't really like many of these tight ends because you have what Loveland, Goddard, Kraft, Freiermuth, like whip-de fucking do.
I mean, you don't like guys like that on your bench in tight end premium leagues?
Not really. Because I'd rather have Njoku over Strange, and Strange went 2.5 rounds earlier in this league. Freiermuth went a whole 4 round ahead.
I mean, that's probably my fault though, because those are guys that I hype up as well. You know,
true.
Like,
So Crispy, you get an F for taking Freiermuth when you could have had Njoku 6 rounds later.
Yeah, and seeing I don't even know if Freiermuth like. See, it's like it ends up becoming this, you know, this snipe you fucking the snipe city, you know, shit is what it is because guys, you know, just because of how guys go sometimes, especially at Crispy, like, dude, he'll draft a defensive player like 10 rounds before he should just to make sure he gets them because he knows that the person's good and like it's a big fuck you to everybody else. Like I'm gonna get him early because I like him.
I'd rather wait for the guy that's like maybe 2 or 3 spots behind that guy and then get him like 6 rounds later. That's just the way I draft. So I'm actually on the clock.
There goes Buda Baker. Yeah. And Mike said Strange goes higher, Lawrence over question mark at QB. Yeah, definitely. And but I know that's like because we're seasoned and because we know about that. If we start going to more casual circles, I bet Njoku gets drafted over Strange 10 out of 10.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm on the clock in Bad Boys. So I'm about to like catch up on my rankings here. I'm a fucking nerd. I got my fucking papers where I actually I handwrite shit and
there we
cross it off, and I'm
keeping it old school, right?
Yeah. Because I don't trust these sleeper rankings, man. Like they make no sense to me. So I rank my own players. And I go off that. And I do want to give a shout out to whoever T Rizom.
What is it?
T Rizom 94.
Okay.
My slow draft, because I was debating so hard between taking my second IDP player. And I was going to get Logan Wilson because I have him in my top like 10 to 12.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, do I take Burden as my, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, my 5th wide receiver, but I also have Njoku, so it's like my bench player.
Okay.
I was debating so hard between them, and I'm like, there's so many IDP players that I love. Why am I going to reach on Logan Wilson? But I also, at the same time, it's like, why am I reaching on Luther Burden?
And so Pam said, what's Sleeper doing with the rankings this year? Well, so here's the thing. Because we're such degenerates, that's why the rankings are kind of what they are. Because they didn't do an overhaul on rankings until like a week ago. And like now it's like, a little bit closer to how we all wish that it was for, the last couple months that we've been drafting. But it's like, I don't know how many drafts, they have before they reconfigure the ADP, or if they have it like at certain dates where they're going to reconfigure the ADP. Not really sure, but I feel like it's like a certain amount of drafts they do before they change the ADP, or a certain amount of drafts that happen, or they just wait until a certain amount of time.
And I feel it has to do with like your scoring settings too, because once you change the scoring settings, it changes everything.
No, see, it's crazy. No? It doesn't. No, see, the scoring, which when you change the style of league, like in the what's it called, in the mock drafts, you change it to 2 QB, change it to dynasty, to redraft, so it's like those settings that kind of make a difference. But no, like if you notice, like if you go into the points here, like the points aren't like what it actually is going to be in the league. Because it's it's different scoring. So like, look, if I went here on the QBs, Joe Flacco at 203. Let me go see what he scored last year.
I don't know. I just noticed like some of my dynasty leagues I even draft in. Some of the rankings are all wacky. Like even today, I did a mock draft for a Scott Fishbowl league.
Okay, you gonna be in that again?
Yeah, I'm gonna be in it again. I'm at the 7th spot in the Cleveland Indians draft. So check that out. But anyway, like
sports team this year.
Yeah, it's all. I don't even know how they fucking made the names, because there's so many different ones. I typed in Cleveland and saw that they had Cleveland Indians. I was going to be in the Batman Gotham Knights, but they made that one on MFL, and I can't draft on MFL.
Okay.
So I had to switch it to the Cleveland Indians. But anyway, I was doing a draft, and I'm like, so I got Derrick Henry in the 4th round today. Doesn't make sense. This ADP has no sense whatsoever, because they made the scoring off of last year's Scott Fishbowl scoring, but yet Derrick Henry should be a top 5 running back. But I got him in the 4th fucking round. It doesn't make sense.
It does. It's because you're in a league with a bunch of Twitter fucking dynasty fucking weirdos.
Well, that,
like,
but
Derrick
even
Henry's so old.
But the thing is, like, the sleeper ranked him as in like the 4th, 5th round. Like, he was still down on the list when I took him, which was insane.
Well, yeah.
But when I'm doing, I also do best ball, like regular best ball leagues, and he's
what up,
up
PB
there
and
in the
waivers?
ranks. So like Derrick Henry is actually ranked where he's supposed to be in my other leagues that I do. So I don't understand why he was ranked so low.
What other leagues on Sleeper or somewhere else?
On Sleeper, like when I do like a 12-team best ball regular, no funky scoring, he's up there. So I don't understand what the fuck Sleeper's doing.
Single QB? Rankings. Single QB?
No, it was Superflex. It was all Superflex.
Yeah, I don't know, because I haven't really seen different ADP, like all the leagues that, I mean, the only one where the ADPs have been different have been these single QB leagues, and I kind of don't even pay attention to like the ADP there. I just check in on the drafts while they're going on. Yeah, it's weird. Shout out to PB and waivers and Juana Man Jennings. Look him up. I found him way low. Where'd you get him? Oh shit, in the 12th round. Oh, this is low. Been gone in like the 9th and the 10th. And Jamie or Pam shouting out Jamie. Yes, sir.
What's up, Pam? Hey, Pam, are you getting any of these slow drafts? I want to get in a draft with you.
That'd be the way to do it. Pam getting into a slow draft versus the fast draft.
Yeah, because you guys have time to think about it. Like I'm doing, like right now, I have all these papers in my hand. I'm trying to cross off these last 12 picks. I'm just too fucking high to do it properly. So.
And TJ said I had someone called Josh Jacobs old 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and seeing
if, like, that old.
That's what's like. It's like. I really don't know what people really consider old in dynasty leagues, but I feel like if it's someone who's like younger in age, like, I mean, I'm 39, I feel like most of us are all kind of similar age, late 30s, early 40s. And, I know we got some elder statesmen in here as well. We know about you guys too, but I feel like the younger you are, the more that you overvalue somebody's age being bad in these dynasty leagues.
Like, I see people overvaluing or undervaluing AJ Brown just because he's 27. It's like, dude, you still have 4 fucking years. How
easily? And most of these dynasty leagues, like the average dynasty league, doesn't even make it 2 years.
Exactly. And when I'm focusing on dynasty, I look at 2 to 3 year windows. And if a guy's 27, I have 4 years left of this dude.
Yeah.
So it's like, why the fuck are you selling him for cheap as fuck when he's only 27? Now, running back's different. Running back, nowadays, it's like if you're 26, you're considered old.
Yeah. But also, like when there's no injuries there, like
look at Barkley, look at Henry,
come on, man.
Josh Jacobs right now.
Freaks of fucking nature, like they're freaks of fucking nature.
So go buy Josh Jacobs right now because people are looking at him being like what, 26 or something like that.
Yeah, like I mean, if you're on the wrong side of 25, it's like you're old now for running.
And people even consider 24 old. Like, what the fuck? Like RJ Harvey, he's 24 as a rookie. He's done. Like you can't tell me.
Hasn't even started yet. He's done.
He's done. Makes no sense, bro.
Yeah, so like I'm a big fan in these dynasty leagues. Like if I could trade my first round pick, like, I mean, I value a first rounder as like 4 picks inside the top 9 rounds. Like that's what I'd be shooting for to like feel like I'm getting good value back because those are all starters, and that means you're getting 3 extra starters, pretty much for moving that pick. And so I am like a big fan of getting guys like Derrick Henry, when you could get him. If he, like obviously if he's your number 1, you better make sure that you get just other youthful guys around him in the later rounds. But if Derrick Henry scores 20 touchdowns this year or like flirts with it again, he's gonna win people championships.
And if you get rushing first down premium, oh my God, that's a fucking steal. He's gonna be like 1 overall.
Yeah. Yeah, and mine, that's 0.25 for a rushing first down and a receiving first down.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
so
just
I
think
got
of
that
that. It's
too.
going to be a lot of chunky, little first downs that he's getting every game. Yeah, right. Toker One said they said Tyler Shaw is old at 27, and see, like that. I mean, that is
Tyler
old.
Shook's
Like,
only 25, isn't he? I swear he's only 25, not even 27.
Toker One would know. He's our resident Saints. He's our resident.
No,
Saints.
because the guy that Browns drafted years ago was 27, and Shuck's 2 years younger than him. I swear to God.
I'm taking Toker One's word on this.
Well, I'm gonna have to go on that off that. Yeah, he's 25. 25 years old.
Let's see.
And if you want the exact age, is
yeah. I on Wiki it says 25, September 28th, 1990.
25.6. So that means at the beginning of the season, he'll be 26.
Yeah. But here's how I feel. Why would you not want the older guy?
Well,
like, I mean, if it equaled more,
Sure.
if it equaled more experience, because I mean, now it's going to be different with like, the JUCO not counting. Like, I feel like most people should just go. If you're not a starter on D1, like as a freshman, like you might as well go to a JUCO and ball the fuck out for a year or two.
Mm.
Then you can still go in red shirt at D1 now. It's fucking insane. There's going to be 27-year-old quarterbacks that are coming out in the future.
So I wrote up Tyler Shook, and I said mentally he's battle tested, 3 different offensive systems, including true under center work at Louisville, and he adapted to each one. He's already 25, which probably limits how much growth he's gonna get compared to some of the younger guys in his class, but you already know what you're getting at this point, and it's a guy more talented than people actually think. So you're getting a guy more talented than these other rookies in this class.
What up, Theo?
And
Jason, you'll be third. Hawk fan, you'll be after Minnesota Mike. That's
you say Hawk fan?
Yeah.
Oh man, I got a Hawk fan.
That's a sleeper handle.
For some reason, like the last 2 weeks, I've seen so many Hawk fans trying to get into leagues with me, and they spell it differently. Like one's a C-Hack fan, one's a C-Hawk fan.
Sounds good, Toyota One. You'll be after Jason Hawk fan. Tony said RB traditionally gets quite beat up. The average lifespan for AB gap runner isn't very long. No, of course not. I mean, that's why we see less of them. I mean, there's so many people who have already, whether it's in posts or whether it's, asking me, they're like, are we ever going to see another running back like Derrick Henry? And the answer is no, because people that are the size of Derrick Henry play defensive end, where they could be one of the most fucking highest paid players in the league, not someone who's fucking kicked to the side, at like 26 saying that they're old and washed. Because look at a guy like Calais Campbell's motherfucker's like 36, still going. Still going. And so that's why we will really never see another Derrick Henry again. Most of these guys that we're seeing, 5'8" to 5'10", maybe some 5'11" guys, and most of them are 210, 205, kind of in that range. And you got to have hands, because everybody wants to be a guy who catches the ball versus running up the middle and getting smacked.
What
up, JJ? JJ on Twitch. What up, bro? Tucker One said it's an all-out battle for him and Rattler for starter day one, which is good news for Nolans, because actually to have 2 starters on the roster is gold. What up, Devo? You didn't really need 2 starters for the longest time. I mean, when you're spoiled with Drew Brees.
No way Rattler is gonna fucking beat out Shuck. Shuck's just such a dog, dude. The way that guy plays, if you watched him versus that Louisville game, like that dude's unstoppable, especially on the goal line.
Yeah, I'm curious to see because yeah, Rattler, I feel like he didn't do anything last year to prove that that he deserves it. So, I mean, let's see what kind of step up he's might have taken in the off season.
Damn, dude, I'm ranking my brain on this fucking pick in the 16th round, man.
Let's go.
That's why I can't do these fast drafts.
Yeah.
Fucks with me, man.
And Theo said, how do you feel about the Vikings backfield going into this year? You think they split or Jones gets most of the work?
No,
well, I think Jones is going to get it, probably like 2/3. I was going to say 66%, but 2/3 of the work.
66%. Yeah.
And maybe it's not like that to begin. You know, maybe he gets a little bit more and maybe it's throughout the year. But I don't know. They would just be smart. I mean, Aaron Jones is not like he's never gotten hurt before, you know. So if they could keep him at 2/3 versus like, I don't know, 3/4 or whatever. I mean, that
I don't see him going over 70. I'd say about 60 to 65.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, like, Mason's going to get those short yards and those goal line carries. So they're going to take out Aaron Jones when it's like those short yardage goal line carries. But like when it comes down to like you need some yards, that's when Aaron Jones is going to get the ball. I could see him scoring 50% more points than Aaron Jones.
Wait, you could see Mason scoring more or what?
No. Aaron Jones scoring more. But like it comes down to those touchdowns. So like the touchdowns will bring the gap closer. But the touchdowns are more volatile. You don't know where they're going to come from.
Yeah.
So Aaron Jones is the guy that you want. Mason is strictly a backup, like 30 to 40% carry guy, short yards, not pass catching. But like let's say Aaron Jones gets hurt, then boom, they're going to give Mason at least 50 to 55% of the carries. 55! Right? And it's going to just bring his floor up and his ceiling is going to just skyrocket.
And this is a good question that Minnesota Mike asked. He said, Jamie, who are some of your favorite bench RBs to pick up?
Oh shit! What do you consider bench? Because like, how deep is the league?
Well, let's just say for this tournament, for example, and when he means bench, he just means non-starter.
Non-starter. So like, I wouldn't consider Swift a starter because he's going.
Well, no. I mean like because we're talking about this tourney where we're drafting backup running back, so we're number 2 on the depth chart, guys. Number 2 or 3.
2 on the depth chart, guys. Damn, that's tough. So I don't mind Najee because Najee is going to get a lot of work just before.
Well, he's still number 1 on the depth chart as of now.
Oh, no way. That's impossible.
Why?
Because Hampton's such a better fucking running back.
Well, no, I'm talking about the legit NFL depth chart, you know, not like who we consider the starter and, you know, like.
So do you consider like Tyrone Tracy a starter?
I guess I don't know. He technically might not be because I guess it might be Singletary. I could go check, but you know, let's talk. I mean,
so I'm looking at
like here's like let me just give you some examples. We'll go through some of the guys who got picked. So like Charbonnet, he's a backup.
No, I'd rather have Tootin than
That's what I'm talking about. Guys like that. That's who I'm sure he's talking about. Shit. Guys like that.
Yeah, Charbonnet, I'm not really that interested in.
And I'm not. Well, I was giving you those guys just kind of as examples, so you know who I'm talking about. So don't worry about who I said.
Looking at my rankings,
those caliber of guys.
So I like Garendo. Garendo could be a top end guy that has that potential to be a top 12 running back on a week-to-week basis if CMC is out of the picture. So Grando would be one of my top guys. Trey Benson would be another one. If James Conner goes down, I can see him getting top 12. Let's see. Charbonnet is behind them. Stevenson's behind them. Rashad White's behind them. Like I said, White, Stevenson, Charbonnet, they could all be like top 20 guys if the person in front of them goes down. Same with Ray Davis. Ray Davis is a sneaky one. What happens if Cook gets hurt? They have no one else. Ray Davis already had like 45 to 50% of snaps last year. Let's see. My favorite, Roschon Johnson. If Swift goes down, I mean, Roschon's gonna fucking be a huge top 20 running back every week.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, who else? There's that Saints guy that they just drafted. Let's say Kamara goes down. Not Kendra, but Devin Neal. Devin Neal's a good one. Because I don't see Kendra Miller. He was already in the league, going on his third year. Devin Neal was a beast in college. So I could see him overpassing Kendra for the starting position. Let's see. One guy I really like is Woody Marks, because what happens if what the fuck's his name in Houston? Dude, I'm sorry. I'm stoned. I'm high. I'm drunk. Joe Mixon. Let's say Joe Mixon goes down, right? You had that one guy that was drafted 3 years ago. DP. What the fuck is his name? It doesn't even matter. But like Woody Marks is such a good pass catcher.
And Robert said he loved Neal at KU.
Yeah, Neal is awesome, man. One guy I really do like is Ollie Gordon or Wright. So let's say A-Chain gets hurt. You have Wright that could, even without A-Chain getting hurt, Wright can be that guy that could step into that Mostert role that gets like 45% of the snaps. But Ollie Gordon is a bruiser back that could just pound a rock. It's different. It's a different type of guy that Wright and A-Chain are. So let's say A-Chain gets hurt. Like Wright doesn't profile as a 55% back. So like they're gonna give Ollie Gordon at least 50 to 55% of the snaps in that backfield. Taj Brooks is another one. In Cincinnati. Let's say not even if he goes down. Like I could see Taj Brooks getting 35% right off the bat.
Oh shit, you think so?
Yeah. Like let's say who the fuck is the starter? God damn, I'm high as fuck. Chase Brown. Let's say Chase Brown gets hurt. Who the fuck is there else? There's no one else except for Samaje Perine and Taj Brooks. Whip fucking do. You want the new shiny toy in that, because we've seen Samaje Perine do nothing. So why not go after Taj Brooks?
And what Tony said, I think the Dallas backfield is a hot mess to start.
Oh god damn!
He said it'd be interesting by about week 4. Yeah,
everyone's on Jaden Blue, who's like, oh, Jaden Blue.
That's what Tony asked. He said, what do you think about Blue?
I think he has that Naheem Hines upside, which is only 300 rushing yards, 350 at the most. He's going to get some passing work. But I don't see him being fast.
Because do you think because who do they have over there? It's Miles Sanders and who else besides Blue? Who's the other guy?
Miles Sanders.
Space
God
in.
damn, I can't even. I know, dude. I can't even think. But it doesn't even. Oh, Javonte Williams.
Oh yeah. There you go. But see, but like I don't even think that blue gets carries over either of those.
No,
guys.
they don't. He doesn't. But people are still taking him in the mid-second round of rookie drafts, and I'm like, you guys are idiots. Why are you doing this, man? Like, you're hoping for 350 yards, maybe like 35 catches.
Yeah.
It doesn't
I'm not
make
saying
sense.
he can't be the guy in the future, but I just don't think that like there's too much hype on him actually being relevant this year, and I just don't think that happens. Not without injuries.
I'm gonna end this with a guy's
I
have a dilemma with. Let's say Kyron Williams goes down. Is it gonna be Corum or is it gonna be Jacquez Hunter?
I hate these games.
I don't fucking know. I have no fucking clue. It sucks. I like both of the guys. They both profile very well to Kyron Williams. Like, I actually think Corum's a better running back than Kyron Williams. I think Jacquez Hunter equals to Kyron Williams. But then next year when Kyron Williams doesn't have a contract, that's a big red flag. So if you have a dynasty team with Kyron Williams right now, sell him as a top 12 running back, because right now I have him at running back 18. And next year, when he goes to a different team, he might not even get 50% of the snaps. He's only a good running back because he gets that 85% of volume, and he still only gets 4 yards per carry.
Now I have a question, because people will hear you say trade Kyron Williams, now.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say if that team was a contender? What would you recommend?
It depends. It depends on your running back situation. But right now, if you could sell Kyron Williams as a top 12 running back and get a top 18 to 20 receiver in Dynasty, which is like what, Ted McMillan. So that's what, 105, 106 to get Tet. I would do that all day. And I would even trade up to that to get a Henderson for the future if you're a rebuilder, because I have Henderson in my top 7, Judkins in my top 10, and then you're selling Henderson as a top 12. Yeah, if you're a contender, maybe ride him out for 1 year, but you got to remember, dude, you got him for free in fantasy drafts, in the rookie drafts, in the 3rd, 4th round.
Well, that's if
you drafted him.
Yeah, that's if you
drafted
a lot of people, especially like think of how many leagues I've started just in the last 2 years, with like some
true.
People,
but let's say you drafted him in the rookie draft in the late 3rd, early 4th.
I drafted him in the 6th round in one of our super flex IDPs back in the day.
Damn. See, there you go. So you drafted him that late. You got 2 years of great production, top 12 production, top 5 production out of him. Sell him now for like that receiver. Go get man, anyone in the top, like a Rashee Rice. I would sell him for a Rashee Rice right now, straight up. I'd go and get Ted McMillan. Anyone in the top 20 in the receiver range, I would sell Kyron for right now.
So you want to hear about one of the best trades that I ever made?
Yes.
And it's because we're talking about Kyron Williams, because he was actually one of the pieces that made this happen. This is in 2023. And I traded away Kyron Williams, Tank Dell. This is like their rookie years, right? Or maybe not rookie years, but like Kyron's 2nd year, but when he's killing it. And then Tank Dell
when he's at his highest peak. You can get him for a 1st. I remember people selling him for a 1st.
I sold him for or actually no, I did not. The next guy I sold a bunch, Dameon Pierce. So he was also in this.
That's the guy I was thinking of earlier. Dameon Pierce on the Texans.
I sold Dameon Pierce because I got him in so many drafts, because I told everybody to get him at the end of the 1st because he was going to be the starter because of how bullshit it was. Mm-hmm. And I won multiple championships because of getting him. He was very valuable to my team, but I also knew that he wasn't going to be valuable to the Texans. And I sold them about 7 times I think 3 times for a first and a third, and then a bunch of times for a first. And
dude, that's awesome. I did the same thing. Like I drafted Damian Pierce late second in almost every single rookie draft that year. And then I flipped them in the very next offseason for late first round picks.
Yeah. And then I also traded Deshaun Watson. This is 2023, so it's still kind of a fuckery time, but this is about the time when you think that like he's getting a little bit better, right?
Dude, people loved Watson for some reason.
He was good, man, until all the shit happened.
Like, I remember Stevie B took him at 105 in a startup.
See, that's insane. Like, I mean, I remember in 2021, that's where he went in one of our startups, but it was before all the bullshit happened.
This was 2023 when Stevie was taking him.
Yeah, see, that's what's crazy. Like, that's insane. So Watson's in the mix, and then Bobby Okereke, I mean, top IDP, also in the mix. And then I traded. This is 2023, so I also put in my 2024 first. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 assets, 5 players, a first round pick. Can you take? It's a super flex league. Can you take a guess who I got? Because there's not this many people that are worth this kind of value.
Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase.
No.
I don't know.
Josh Allen.
Oh, dude, that's even fucking better. Holy shit. Dude, insane.
And I paired him up with Mahomes. I have Mahomes on this team as well. So it's Josh Allen and Mahomes. And I've won 2 championships since this trade.
You know, Mahomes was my very first ever pick starting Dynasty. I think it was 2021 when I first, no, 2020.
Okay. COVID started a lot of Dynasty leagues.
Yeah, he was one of my first ever picks, man. And it's insane, like, how he still is valued 5 years later as a top 6 asset for quarterback.
It was Lamar Jackson for me in the first startup. 10-teamer. And it sucks because I still have not won that league and my team's been good. And like last year I made a really good trade. It's because it's fucking 10-teamer. Like, so it's like I wouldn't have a 10-teamer right now. Like if it wasn't for that league, just because I was nervous. Like it was my first dynasty ever commissioning, and like this one was like, you know, it was one that I had no idea what I was really gonna do. But here goes my squad. I got Lamar, I got Derrick Henry and Joe Mixon, I got JSN, DK. We have a tight end spot here, and I got Brock Bowers. I got Jared Goff. And then on defense, I got Van Ginkel, Henley, Zaire Franklin, Jordan Brooks, like all these fucking studs. And I've got George Kittle on my bench right now.
Wait, George Kittle's on your fucking bench?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Go sell it for a fucking first round pick.
Well, see, and like that's what we're gonna figure out. It's hard to trade in this league because it's a 10-teamer. Like that's like another thing too. Like I traded away Kyler Murray last year for a haul for like Geno, for Kittle, and for like a couple other people. Someone who really, really, really wanted Kyler.
Wow. So someone just offered me Kyler Murray for the 105 and a super flex. And I'm like, smash, because all I have is Russell Wilson and Bryce Young. So I'm like, ridiculous. Dude, that's fucking smash right there.
That's ridiculous.
Do I want Travion Henderson or do I want Kyler Murray? Come on. Like, give me a top 10 to 12 quarterback over. Yeah. I actually have Henderson high. Like, he's in my top 5, like top 5 to 7. But still, give me that all day.
Yeah. So that's what just kind of met that, like. And there's only one flex spot. Well, there's a flex spot and a super flex. I got Jared Goff in my super flex right now, so my QBs are dope. But it's it's only having like the tight end spot. I mean, I drafted Brock Bowers last year, like whatever pick it was, 108 or 107, like whatever the fuck I had.
That's a steal.
Because I did the George Kittle trade before our draft last year, but it was like, I was like, I couldn't pass up on it because like this league has a tight end spot. Like that's the main reason. I was like, I got to get Brock Bowers at this spot.
So I'm on the clock now in a league. It's a staff league. Am I going for 2?
You're after Toyota 1, Brown. I got you locked in.
So I'm on the clock right now. Obviously, I have the 112. I took Jackson Dart.
Okay.
My only quarterbacks in that league are Geno Smith, Joe Flacco, Joe Burrow. Right? That's it. So I took Jackson Dart because I was like, well, I could wait a year on Jackson Dart, still start Smith, Flacco, and Burrow.
Yeah.
And now I'm at the 212, right? And fucking Scatterboo is on the board.
Okay.
I hate Scatterboo, but I know people love him, and he goes like 202, 203, 204, and he's sitting here at the 212. So do I fucking take him? Like I'm a league winner.
Who's your running backs?
So this is the kicker. It's only a start 1 running back. So you only have to start 1, right?
I'm taking Dart then.
I have Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah,
and I have Montgomery.
And you said it's a super flex though, right?
Yeah, but that's it.
I'm taking Dart.
No, wait. I already took Dart at 112.
Oh,
so
what was the question then? I'm so confused.
I'm at the 212. Do I go Scatterboo, who goes early? Or do I could take Tyler Shuck? My only other option is Ferguson because it's a 0.75 tight end premium. But I already have Bowers, who I took at 105 last year. So because of Bowers that I took at 105 last year, he won me my league this year. So I really don't need tight end. I have Hunter Henry as my other backup. So I don't need Ferguson. But I do like the value here with tight end. I also could go Shuck because it'll give me another starter behind Geno, Burrow, and Flacco.
Okay.
But the thing is, I only have Gibbs and Montgomery. That's it. Then Roschon's my number 3.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was confused on the Dart. I mean, yeah, I'd probably take Scat. I mean, he usually doesn't.
You have to take him, man. Like I draft for value and trade for need later. So if I'm drafting a guy at someone that would take him at 203, and I'm getting him at 212, that has to be value.
And Mike said, I like picking Jamie's brain when he's on. He said, who's your top 5 QBs to pick in a startup? Super flex.
So I'm in a startup now. It just started before I hopped on. I did a derby draft, a 100-yard rush that you do.
Yeah.
And I made a whole podcast. I'll send it to you guys. And I determined my draft by doing that 100-yard rush. But what I did is I did a whole like 10-minute podcast about different ways to do drafts, and I was doing stuff, saying stuff like you could do like a hot wing challenge to determine it, a GPS thing, like where you have like a random GPS place that no one knows about, and then everyone has to send their location, and then the farthest away gets the last pick, the closest gets the first pick. But at the end of the podcast, I did a derby style, which I learned off of Alex. I would never have known about that if it wasn't for you, Alex. So appreciate that. So let me pull this up. We're on the 9th pick right now. It's a D-Gens Best Ball Dynasty. It went Jaden Daniels, number 1. I had the number 2 pick. I took Josh Allen. Number 3 went Lamar Jackson. Number 4 went Joe Burrow, and number 5 went Jalen Hurts. That is chalk. So if I had the 5th pick, I would take one of those. Then it went Jamar Chase, Bijan Robinson, Brock Bowers, because it
But
is.
who's your pick though?
I
Who are
took
your top 5?
It would be Jaden Daniels. Well, in this order, Josh Allen, number 1, Lamar, number 2, Jaden Daniels, number 3, Burrow, number 4, Hurts, number 5.
Okay.
And
So for me, because Mike said, what are mine also? So it'd be Josh Allen, number 1, Joe Burrow, number 2, Lamar Jackson, number 3.
oh, Burrow, I love that Burrow number 2, dude. That is awesome.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson, number 3. Let's see, like
You have to put Dan.
now, see, for me, it would be, yeah, I'm trying to, yeah, it would be, so I'd put Hurts at 4. I'd put, so Allen, Burrow, Jackson, Hurts, and yeah, see, that's the tough part because
You have to put Jaden Daniels, dude. There's no way.
I don't know. He's got to earn. I'm not putting him in the top
Come
5.
on.
He's in my top 10, but no, I hate doing that because, like, dude, guys, they go downhill so much in like sophomore year. Like,
so then
is real.
then you would have to put Jamar Chase next.
Well, no. He said QBs.
Oh, well, okay. I was thinking overall, but still, everything was QBs. Man, like, if you don't, would it be Mahomes or would it be like Herbert, Caleb? Here's your options: Herbert,
no.
Caleb, May, Stroud, Nix. Love,
for me,
Murray.
the next 3, and I think it's like tweaking it, and then right after these 3, it would be Daniels and Nix. But it's Mahomes, Herbert, and then Mayfield. Those would be like the next 3 guys for me, and it probably would be in that order: Mahomes, Herbert, Mayfield. I just feel like Herbert's gonna have to deal with a lot of bullshit, and he's gonna be thrown a lot being in that division. So that's why I'd put him over Mayfield. And then I'd put Daniels and Nix after that.
So who's your bottom 5 out of the 32? Because honestly, like to me, like after 20, it's a crapshoot. Yeah,
I'm thinking bottom 5. It's got to be the Rattler Shah like combo somewhere.
No, they have to be lower than 32. Like
what?
We're thinking 27 to 32.
Yeah, I have them in like 32. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I started from 32 going backwards, like the worst of the worst. I feel like that might be the worst. That might be the worst right now. Hey, King D, shout out to the LBC. What up? Damn, but who would be like second worst? The Browns would probably be second worst, like right now. So just whoever the fuck is in that mix. Damn, would it be the Giants? That would be third worst for me,
man.
Because I have May higher than that. Yeah, it might be the Giants with Russ, and then probably the Vikings with JJ. Like I don't think very highly of like JJ right
Dude,
now.
Okay, so let me sell you on JJ real quick. You have to think Sam Darnold sucks shit. He doesn't throw that well. He doesn't rush maybe like 200 yards at most a year.
Yeah, but he has the experience in the league of playing on fucked up ass teams though too. Like I mean
but I think with JJ, he's a product of the environment. So if you grow up in the hood, you're more likely to be hooked on crack than you are to be a college book nerd, right?
Yeah.
So JJ growing up in that offense on the Vikings, it made so many crappy ass quarterbacks look great. We've seen it 2 years ago. We seen it last year with Darnold. So what's to say JJ can't be a top 10 quarterback just like Darnold is? Like in my eyes, if that offense made Sam Darnold a top 10 quarterback, that offense is going to make JJ a superstar. So his lowest has to be top 10.
Nah, I mean, that's just crazy to me. And it's because, I mean, JJ's still a rookie. Like, I know he's a sophomore, you know, technically, but he's still never taken one snap. The dude's cursed. Look at how he got hurt. Like, so
matter.
early. It does.
Look at all the Joshua Dobbs was a top 10 quarterback in that offense. Where is he now?
It wasn't sustained.
But exactly what I'm saying, it was in that offense. But as soon as he left that offense, he did shit. I know chat, tell us who else was in that offense last year.
Shout out to
years ago.
Shout out SWGOG. He said with that kind of logic, how can you lose?
Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, you could put fucking XFL quarterback in the Vikings offense for like 2 weeks, and that dude's going to be top 10. So it makes sense to me that JJ is going to be. I have him at 20. I'm not going to lie, just because of that rookie. But I'm
amongst the minority amongst JJ, and I know that. I just want everybody to know that I am amongst the minority, thinking that he has to earn his stripes a little bit. Yeah, there is a lot of similarities about that offense that are going to carry over to him. But who's to say that he's not going to take a couple sacks and then turn into a pussy like early and then just be all in his head about different shit and not make the right reads. And then there's going to be games where Justin Jefferson is going to be double teamed and triple teamed. And how's that going to change? Because there's not going to be Addison early, more than likely, you know. So it's like literally he's going to be throwing to the third or fourth string guy unless he's going to what's his name, to Hawkinson. But I'm just talking about like wide receivers. But that's all I'm saying is like if he doesn't hit the ground running the way that you're saying, maybe for the season, you know, like it's not going to turn out that way because there's going to be a learning curve for him early. And he's going to have bad games. Like he's going to have bad games.
I agree. Yeah. But I agree he's going to have bad games, but he has that top 5 upside. But let's say
shit, it went from top 10 to top 5 now. Damn it.
Well, okay, so like for example, Daniel Jones, he ended up top 10, but he had like top 5 weeks, but he also had top 20 weeks. So it averages out to top 10. So Cam Ward.
But that means you think that in his shittiest games, he's still going to be a QB 15.
QB2. Yeah, no, it's QB2 at like the 20th.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and I think that in some of his shittiest games, like he's going to be number 30, number 31, number 29.
You can't do worse than Anthony Richardson. You can't do worse than Bryce Young. You can't do worse than.
Oh yeah, Bryce Young. He's also in the bottom 5.
You can't do worse than the Saints quarterback. You can't do worse than.
That's what I'm saying, though. Those are the bottom 5 teams, though. That I
I just mentioned. Yeah, so that brings them to 27 at the worst. Right.
And see, look, and of course, your name's Minnesota Mike, bro. He says one of the things we disagree.
But so here's the thing, though.
JJ's going to be a star.
you people are looking at Cam Ward as being the next big thing. Oh, he's top 15 in Dynasty already, right? He hasn't played a game. That was your argument.
And who's the realist too? Like me, I wouldn't say some crazy shit like that.
So I have Cam Ward. He
deserves to be bottom 5 as well. I know I've mentioned maybe like 6 teams that deserve to be bottom 5, but he's in that mix like as well.
Yeah. So I have Cam Ward in my Dynasty rankings below JJ just because I like JJ's offense better and I like JJ's skill set better.
Okay. Now, here's one thing that I'll say. Because of the offense, he probably will be the 6th guy on this bottom, 5 list because he does have Justin Jefferson. I mean, there's not, like Russell Wilson does have neighbors,
that's
but
what I'm saying.
A lot of these bottom guys don't have a Justin Jefferson caliber weapon.
Yeah, like there was a Mullins. Wasn't there a Mullins quarterback that was like a top 10? Nick Mullins.
I don't know if he finished top 10. Like, I mean,
I don't remember. Here, I'll look it up. But I know for a fact Dobbs finished in that area.
Let's also remember the Bears have one of the best secondaries in the league now. He's got to face them twice. I mean,
cold
Packers
weather
still have
too.
Jair Alexander, right? Like until they don't, they didn't release him, did they? Yeah, and Mike said, damn, this draft was fast. I know. How come I can't get a draft like this when I fucking draft? It's like we got to do like 2-hour plus fucking drafts, man. And then we do the the what's it called? The grades after that.
Oh shit, we gotta do grades too.
Yeah, we got how many people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 who requested a grade so far.
Right.
And Rob said, I like JJ. I think he could be good, but he needs to prove his worth. And that's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna put him as like it's because my stance on rookies is always going to stay the same. I'm not going to grade them higher because of how they're hyped. I'm willing to take the gamble on the guys that I trust in. Like Bryce Young, I was completely out on. Anthony Richardson, I was out on. Daniels, I had above Caleb. I also had Neighbors above Caleb. But like Caleb now this year, he could prove to me that he's gonna be a top 10 guy going into the future. Now he has weapons behind him and an offensive line. Justin Fields. Let's talk about Justin Fields. Yeah.
I think he has top 10 upside this year.
Yeah, come on, man.
Come on.
I mean, does he have top 10 upside? Of course, because he runs, but like,
well, let me ask you this. So 2 years ago, he was QB9. 3 years ago, he was QB5.
For the entire season?
Points per game. So when he plays, he had QB5.
QB5, I know, but you can kind of fudge stats however you want to make it fit a narrative. But I'm saying,
but that's not fudging. That's actually like a real thing. When he played, he was a QB5, and when he played, he was a QB9.
Yeah, but when Anthony Richardson played, he was QB1.
Was he really?
Yeah, I mean the year when he only played like 2, he was like most points per snap or like some shit like that. So like that's what I'm saying. Like you can fudge the stats like however you want, but it's like consistency like means something. And like I was out on Fields from the get-go because he's a fucking Ohio State quarterback, man. And all Ohio State quarterbacks fucking flop when they come to the NFL because at Ohio State they have the best lines around. They have the best wide receivers around.
Richardson last year was 15.9 points. That was quarterback.
Not 18. Last year, it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago. All right. So 2 years ago, it was his rookie year.
And I think it was points per game, points per snap. I think like both of those is what it turned out to be. And Tony's going to be first. But that's why people were so fucking hyped on him, even though he fucking didn't.
Why the hell? Yeah, it's not even showing his fucking rookie snaps.
See, the conspiracy fucking continues with that motherfucker.
Yep. Yeah, they're taking his shit off on purpose so we can't look at it. Fantasy points per game, 18.4, but it's not showing. So 18.4 per game. That's probably could be 12, 13. Just a guess.
Yeah, maybe it was points per snap or who the fuck knows. Something to that nature. But I'm sure there's people who are still talking about that today.
Yeah.
Okay. We got Tony's team here, Cowboy fan. Started off with Burrow, Ward, and Richardson. So a couple guys we were just talking about right now. And he said not his best. Let's see. Anybody else? Milton. He always gets Milton. Always in the 20s somewhere.
I get that because Dak's coming off of an injury and Milton can sling the ball. I like it.
There we go. See, when you want to talk about some rookies, bring Jamie on. He'll hype the fuck out of you guys and all the rookies. and Mike said, "Has we need a tour sometime of your wall behind you." I'll do one of those. I haven't done a video. I need to put up. So our man Stu, R.I.P. Rest in peace. Our the best Cowboy fan that I've ever known. When he passed away, he passed on some of his memorabilia to me, and I haven't hung it yet. it's like still just like sitting back there, just just reasons, man. I haven't hung it. It like makes it official when I hang it. But it's like a Michael Irvin signed Sports Illustrated back. And that's going to be on the wall here. There's like a blank space, kind of just like right behind me to the right. And yeah, one of these days I'll put it up, and then I'll do a tour of the wall behind me, because yeah, it's pretty insane. And Tony said, I'm a logical Dallas fan. Dak's fragile.
Yeah.
So on these QBs, I mean, obviously Burrow's an A to me.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like Cam Ward and Richardson are both like C's.
D's. Those are D's to me.
Yeah, see, like the spectrum sometimes. Like
we just talked about Ward and Richardson being at the bottom of the 32 list.
Yeah. I think with Burrow by himself, and because this is a super flex league, I feel like the lowest I can even give a two-man tandem with Burrow would be like a B-.
Well, you don't even have to start these quarterbacks. So
yeah, they're either going to score enough or they're either going to score enough or they aren't,
Yeah, but I think you reached on your quarterbacks 2 and 3 a little bit too early. But really? I'm loving these defenses. Holy shit!
Yeah, he went early on those. He made sure to lock in some fire ones. So let's get on the running backs here first.
Damn.
So let's say Jacobs, Pacheco, and Javonte.
Yeah,
it's probably a B-.
Yeah, B-. Because I like Pacheco. Pacheco's going to give you consistency. So is Jacobs with spike weeks. Javonte is obviously the number 1 in Dallas. Who knows? So I like that as a number 3.
Ooh, Florida Panthers lost. Dang. No sweep for the Panthers. Wide receivers. CD Lamb. I mean, shit. He goes way earlier than 56, more often than not. And then Travis Hunter.
Now,
Sam Florida, Egbuka. Okay, so let me set this up for you. You can answer. Okay, so Travis Hunter, he can play wide receiver. He could play in the IDP flex, and I know that there's a bunch of people who want the IDP cheat code because of that. And I feel like no matter what, he will always be in the mix to start there. I feel like picking him in the 4th round is like a little bit of an overreach for how good I think he's going to be as a wide receiver, even though he's going to get the DB points. Because I don't know. I don't think he's going to get a lot of DB snaps. I really don't.
I'm looking right now, and I would have took Hunter in maybe the 9th, because I'd rather have Garrett Wilson, AJ Brown, McLaurin, JS, like all these people over four rounds too early on Hunter.
And that's where he goes, though. So it's like you have to overpay to get him because of the hype.
I'd rather let someone else overpay, so I take their money from them.
Yeah, because no matter what, I just don't feel like Hunter is going to be a good enough cornerback to where they would rather play him at corner when he run like a 4.45, like that's fast, like, come on, compared to like me or you, like that's like lightning speed. But compared to all the top cornerbacks, we're talking 4.2s and high 4.3s, like those guys fly. And it's because you have to, because like to keep up with the top wide receivers in the NFL, like you have to be able to run faster than them, because you have to run their route backwards.
Very true.
That's what's nuts. So yeah, he could probably make way more money as a wide receiver than a DB as well, because it's only the top DBs that get like hella paid. The cornerbacks, only the top cornerbacks get hella paid. I mean, we've seen guys like fucking Christian Kirk this is years ago, that 4-year $80 million contract, when like there wasn't really, like, I don't even know if there, like, maybe there was like 100 million guy, maybe not even a 100 million guy at that point when he got that deal. You can get paid way more being a wide receiver. But yeah, that me and Jamie think the same. It's a little bit of an overpay. Laporta and then Egbuka. So I'm someone who I will just pass on a lot of the rookie wide receivers until I get to the bench, just because like I want to have more solidified starters. And I'm not saying don't pick rookies, but like, you know, you have 2 rookie wide receivers inside your starting lineup. We're only grading this off the starting lineup. We got more to the bench, but
so the guy that took Ibuka in the 10th, where did Trey Harris go? 2 rounds around, or full round later. See, you could have took someone else, and then you could either had Harris or Ibuka the next round.
Potentially, yeah, because who knows if he would have got picked in the 10th. But that's just a little
honestly, I like Ridley 2 picks later after Harris. I'd rather have Ridley over Harris, Ibuka, Samuel, Shakur.
Yeah.
Like 2 rounds earlier.
Yeah, because the way that you're gonna get like the best value out of these rookies, having them on your team is one thing, but the lower you draft them, the better value they are to your team, because it means you have you got a couple better players, whether it be 1 or 2 before you drafted one of these rooks. But I'm with you. I want to have rookie wide receivers too. I just want to wait.
And what Alex was saying earlier about these second-year players like Pearsall, who went right before Ibuka. It's like he's kind of, you have to look at him as a rookie too.
Kind of, yeah.
Because he only got like 43 catches last year.
Guy got shot in his bubble goose like 2 weeks before the season started or something. I guess I fed in too much into the ADP with Ibuka. Yeah. Got to remember 100%. That the ADP is it's heavily favored by Dynasty right now.
Yes.
And for Dynasty, fuck, dude, he's probably going earlier than the 10th round.
So in the Bad Boys draft, if you guys can see the Bad Boys draft, I took Luther Burden. He was on the top of the list for the last 3 rounds. But the people in the draft know you don't take Luther Burden here because he's not worth it. It's just for some reason Sleeper has his ADP way too up. But us Sharks, we know that he's not worth 3 rounds above his ADP right now.
Yeah. Yep. So no, and SWG Johnny said Pearsall isn't a rookie. He's about to explode. Well, no, he said he's basically a rookie.
So here's the thing. So you have
percentage of the season.
You have Juwan Jennings, who had like 140 targets, like 110 catches.
He was sacked by the Florida Panthers game.
Pearsall only got 40. It was like 43 catches. So you're like, oh well, Debo's leaving, and Debo didn't even really play last year. Then you have Aiyuk, who was hurt half the year.
Yeah.
So if you think Pearsall is going to explode, that means you're going to have to take away 70 targets from Juwan Jennings. So why is Juwan Jennings going so high? So if you're on Pearsall, you have to fade Juwan Jennings because you think they're going to flip.
Yeah. And Johnny said Debo ...
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck Debo, man. Come on, just do better. But so that, all the 420 crew members, we're gonna give a little bit more explanations when we can. That's why I gave more explanations on what was going on here, because to me CD's an A, but like Hunter is like a C plus, or maybe a B minus because of the IDP cheat code. We also got to remember you only play 5 guys, so the cheat codes are nice, but it's like if you draft 10 or 12 guys, you might not even need the cheat code because you're going to have these pop off weeks from different guys, and he might not even crack your starting IDP. And Laporta, he's probably
I like that.
He's like a B plus because of the type of premium. And then Egbuka is also like, he's like a C for me. Like a lot of these rookies are like
that's
C,
that's a D, because you have to consider where they took them, not just the player, but where they took them. So I say D plus on Egbuka.
So because of Laporta kind of bringing up the average a little bit here, I feel like it would. I mean, it's either a B or a B minus, and if I'm on the fence, I always grade down, so I'll say a B minus.
I like it.
The IDP though,
Man, A plus.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this.
Yeah.
And totally redeem yourself.
Yes, 100%. Like A plus, just by those 4 guys I'm looking at right now.
So I mean, all the top 5 guys, Franklin, TJ Edwards, Bolton, Bernard, and Olakun. I mean, all those guys, like maybe Bernard's like a B plus, but I feel like all those guys are like A's.
Yeah.
And so, but now we got to base it off the bench a little bit too.
I like Benito. I don't mind him. Dean's all right. Yeah.
Dude, you got Nick. So I love Nick Benito.
Yeah,
He's actually really good.
I would take Nick. I would take Nick Benito over McFadden and Dean. And
it's crazy that you got him so late.
4 rounds later. That's insane. So A plus. A plus. I don't even care. I don't like Dean. I don't like McFadden. So you're A plus.
So let's see. Tyrese Knight, Nakobe Dean. Probably could have gotten him a little later. Minka Fitzpatrick, McFadden, Nick Benito. Yeah, that was a steal. And then Chauncey Gardner-Smith, and then Starks. He got Starks. He asked me about him. See, it's like okay.
I don't hate it.
Alante Taylor went in the 35th round. It's insane, and it's because like guys like me weren't in there. Like Alante Taylor, if we go look at his points per game, I bet his points per game is at like the top of IDP. He got hurt kind of early-ish in the season, but like feel like I'd rather have Taylor Rapp over him, Nixon over him, and those are just guys who are drafted.
So
right there,
everyone, So the only person that I would take over Starks is. Who was it? Rusu. That went
Russo?
2 picks later. Yeah. That's the only person I would take.
I hate Russo now.
Well, you can't hate fantasy points, man.
Yeah, and well, that's why he does sometimes. And Brad said, who drafted Shakir? Let's see. Who got Shakira?
Oh, dude, we need to get another
drafted the 10-8.
We need to get a drop. The Shakira. Yeah. So when someone drafts Shakur, that you need to play that drop. Because you were asking the other day about like getting new drops.
Yeah.
I'm trying to come up with these ideas and putting them with names.
Yeah, because that's what I want to get for more names for the players.
Shakur was one of the ones that I thought of. So yeah, do that.
Okay. All right. And let me see. So
man, those IDPs are making me pee in my pants.
Yeah.
Like A plus, dude.
I think I'm gonna give it a B plus. I think I'm gonna give it an
plus. I'm gonna give it A minus because the only reason because I would have took Russo over your last pick, Starks. But other than that, A. I like these IDPs, man. They're all in my top 10. Like your top guy.
So
Franklin, Edwards, Bolton.
And then now the bench. So the bench kicks in after Javante. So it would be Ferguson, Otten, Leggett, Burden, Komet, McLaughlin, Sanders, Kendra Miller.
Yeah, I don't like your running back.
Keenan Allen, Tolbert.
The running back bench kind of sucks, but I like your receiver bench and that tight end with Komet. I don't mind it. Otten, I don't mind it. Sanders, Miller kind of suck. So does McLaughlin. Like,
I'm gonna say.
What else do you have?
I'm gonna say C plus for the.
Yeah, bench. I'm gonna say C minus. Just because of those running backs, I don't like the running back bench. I like everything else on the bench except the running backs.
Okay, so here's how it all shaped out. So it's a B minus for the QB. At least this was my grades. B minus for the QB, B minus for the wide receiver, B minus for the running backs, B plus for the IDP, and then C plus for the bench. So it would be the IDP bringing up the average a little bit, and then it would be the then everything would kind of bring the average down a little bit. So I think this one would kind of be in the B minus like territory, and I think that it would be. I'm gonna say an 82. So
I'm gonna say a 55.
55. So 82 for me is like the highest B plus that you could be, because the team definitely has potential. That's for sure. But feel like a little bit of the Rooks brought it down a little bit. And Anthony Richardson probably brought it down a little bit too. He said the bench killed me again 2 days in a row. He said 82 is my worst. He said, oh, well, thanks. Just back at it.
You're still going to win money, dude. I guarantee you're going to win money in this league.
Well, we don't want to guarantee anything because anything can happen.
Well,
but, I don't think that this team is bad, because a B is still a B. It's not trash. We're like splitting hairs between like how good these teams are.
But this Cowgirls fan also does multiple drafts.
Yeah.
So she is going to win some kind of a money back. I guarantee it. Because last year I won my entry money back. I won $50. Just
what'd you do?
On
how
5
many
drafts. I did 5 drafts for $50 and I won $50. That's free. The year before,
Jamie, I like your insight a lot. Jamie's the man.
Thanks, dude.
That's why I bring him on. Get a different perspective, and yeah.
And this is the only podcast that I do that I actually feel like I'm myself, where I could talk as myself, and I don't do scripts and fucking crappy shit on I fancy 6-pack, going for 2, fucking RPO. Like it's the 4 fucking 20, because I could sit here and have a cigarette and drink a fucking beer and smoke a fucking bowl as I'm fucking talking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's too much cookie cutter shit out there, and it's like hilarious how like I could have the correct opinion about someone, and it could be like the complete opposite of what these NFL analysts say.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you guys think that they're not getting paid to fucking peddle a certain type of like narrative? They're fucking media. Every single fucking paid media person is peddling someone's fucking narratives.
Yeah. And I don't get paid to do shit. I do this for fun. Like, I get paid to write articles and a couple dollars here for podcasts, but like, I don't even give a shit. Like, I tell them to keep the money. I don't even want it. I just do it for fun.
There you go. Tyson, I'll skip over what is that? Or Brown's, I'll skip over certain players just because I've drafted them often too many times. Yeah, that's for
I do the same thing. I because you have to have exposure. Say I do 100 best ball drafts. I'm not going to want to get the same guy over and over and over again and have 60% exposure to him. Doesn't make sense.
Tony said, I appreciate the insight. Jamie said, thanks again for a fun show, Alex. Great night. Said, alarm goes off in just over 6 hours. Man, appreciate you, bro.
Man.
Stayed up all the way. You the man. And Toyota One said, this is a place you can be yourself. Yeah, man. And I feel like a lot of us were probably like outcasts at certain times, not like we didn't have friends or anything. But even amongst my family, like I'm just like the guy who got in trouble for like selling weed and smoking weed and like all that. So like I'm a fucking huge outcast, like amongst like my family and shit because of that. It's funny. All right. Here we go. Minnesota Mike, MN Digger, QBs, Dak, Fields, JJ. So, I mean, he drafted him at the 6'2".
Dude, you're killing it.
He fucking loves him some JJ. But with a name like Minnesota Mike and MN Digger, like I would expect nothing less. And he got Taylor and he got Minshew. And he said, football loving degenerates. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. So as much as I, hate on Fields, he's still like a B minus like guy to me, I mean, that's
Fields and a redraft. This is the redraft. This is the redraft best ball. You have to consider that he has top 5 upside. Yeah, he might.
I'm not saying he doesn't.
15. So I give that a B plus. Fields in the 5th is a B plus.
Mm-hmm. So, and everyone could grade however they want. I hate him. Like, that's why he's a B- to me. And so Dak's like a B, Fields is like a B-, JJ is like a C+ is kind of how I'd rank these guys. So I'm gonna average it out. I'm gonna say a B- for these QBs. RBs, Henry, Joe Mixon, and would Mason be in there? Is he in the top 10? Mason would be in there because of the extra QB and because of the IDP. So Henry, Mixon, and Mason. Mason's kind of like nothing for me right now as far as like grading amongst the starters. But Henry's like an A to me, and Joe Mixon is like probably the highest B that you can be without being a B+. So I think I'm just gonna say B+ for.
And that's the start. So he went like hero RB. So you got your 2 RBs in your 2 starting spots, and then you're just hammering out the rest of your roster. And when you look at the rest of this roster, I have to grade this an A. Man. The people he got.
He likes to draft different ways. They can't always draft same way, same players. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And BK, 1 second. I'll get to your question 1 second. Wide receiver pass catchers. Amon Ra. I mean, of course, he's an A.
A+.
I mean, and to me, like Kittle is like set because of the tight end premium. He's a strong B+. You know, like not an A+, but very close.
I have Evans as an A. He's a top 15 receiver, and he's getting them this late in the 8th round. Come on, you're getting a top 15 receiver. So are there 15 receivers that went before you? Yes, there was like 20 or 25 of them, and you got fucking Evans this late.
So to me, Evans is a B.
That's an A.
And the reason why is because he's gonna have his ball in games, but he's gonna have his games where he's not even gonna make your
I'm considering
high highs and low lows for Mike Evans.
But I'm considering the value that he got him at that late. So you have to up the grade a little bit at the value. Because someone could take Mike Evans at the 5th round, and I wouldn't blink an eye. I'd rather have Evans over T. Higgins.
I guess I see him go.
DJ Moore, Xavier Worthy, Zay Flowers, and they all went above Evans.
I guess I see him go in the 6th, 7th, and 8th like normally. So like this doesn't even seem like it seems like the low end of where he gets drafted, but I feel like I've seen him drafted later.
But it's the best. It's a great value.
It's a good value for sure.
Hey, wait! I'm gonna take that back. So everyone that joins slow drafts with Big Game James. Mike Evans sucks. Don't draft him.
And then Ayuk and Diggs and Ayuk.
I don't like Ayuk.
I mean, I don't like him that much either, but I feel like he's still like a B-, and I feel like Diggs is like a B- also.
Like Ayuk ain't gonna be healthy until October to November, right? And that's in the middle of our fantasy season.
You think he's gonna miss that much? If he misses that much of the season, I need to reevaluate because I assumed that he would be back to normal by like he would get normal work in training camp and then he'd be good to go for the season.
If you're a doctor and a pro athlete came to you and had an ACL and an MCL tear.
But what week was that?
It was in October of last year. So it takes 9 to 12 months to recuperate from that injury. But to come back as a high level athlete, we are all Adrian Peterson, man. What year was that? Throw it in the chat. What year was that? I can't remember.
It was 20.
We're not all Adrian Peterson. You can't come back a year later. So it's gonna be like late November to when Ayuk is fully healthy. And they're gonna limit him. So I don't understand. Alex, did you get my
and like Mike said, he just needs him week 17. That is true. So maybe for best ball, that probably doesn't change my outlook on him all that much. Because unless they're dog shit, if they're dog shit, then I mean they might not even play him that much. But yeah, I guess I haven't even taken that much into consideration about the ACL for sure.
Hey, look who's on screen.
Yeah.
It's Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't like guys that much the year after they're coming back from the ACL. It's like the next year after, but So yeah, that's some good
Yeah,
insight.
especially running backs. When running backs do that, you have to be cautious. But like receivers are a different story, but you still have to be cautious.
So how would this? I mean,
I
mainly
like
it's off of
Diggs.
the top three then, and I feel like because of Amon Ra, his high highs, and Kittle's high highs, and Mike Evans. I mean, even though he's gonna have some lows, his high highs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this a B+ for the pass catchers.
St. Brown A+, Mike Evans A, Diggs B, Ayuk B-. So two A's, a B, and a B-. So that's got to be an A-, man. With Kittle thrown in, I like this. Yeah.
And let me see before we get into the IDP. What BK say? He said JJ, Terry, McBride, Hurts, Tet, Aaron Jones are my first 6 picks in the last draft. Running backs don't really matter as much as wide receivers do. Yeah, I mean, especially if you're talking dynasty. I mean, I don't want to get screwed on running backs to where I don't have like at least 2 viable ones, and then you get some younger guys a little bit later. But yeah, I'm okay with not taking running backs in the top 6 rounds in a dynasty startup.
I sometimes take my first running back in a dynasty startup in the 9th, sometimes 8th, 9th round. I just stack the rest of my team.
Yeah, and I feel like if you do that, you just have to make sure that you like stack the running backs, like get a bunch over those next like couple rounds, and just make sure you get
that. There's a league where I won with Pierre Strong as my number 2 running back, and I think I had Jonathan Taylor as my number 1, but he was hurt that year for some of the year, and I forgot my other running back. So I was starting Pierre Thomas as my 1 and some other scrub as my 2, but my other team was so strong where I won the league that year. So you can win without running backs.
Yeah, well, and I think what people have to remember is like look at the amount of positions that you have. Like, how many starters do you have? What percentage is that one running back like compared to like everybody else? And like I've had a lot of teams where like my RB2 spot was the weakest spot, and as long as your other spots are stacked, you can make up for it.
Yeah.
All right, IDP. Zach Bond, dope. Brooks, dope. Fuck, man, you got Brooks. You got Brooks and you got Brooks and Henley hella late, 16th and 17th. I haven't seen him go that low like ever. And then oh shit, you got Hutchinson because I wasn't in this one. You got Hutchinson in the 18th, Cross in the 19th. I mean, your top 5 are all money in the bank. Van Ginkel, very nice. Lucky I'm not in this one because you got him in the 21st. Grenard, nice. Kirby Joseph, nice. Buckner, nice. And then Byron Murphy, I mean, he's not too bad at the 35th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you got 10. What would I give that? Man, I don't give out too many A's for IDP, but man, I mean,
Is it only because Bond's on the team you're going to give an A?
No, it's not. It's because to me, Zach Bond is like 1A, 1B. You can slice it.
That's an A. That's an A+. Like he's in my top 4 overall.
Jordan Brooks is top 5. Henley is like top 7. Hutchinson, number 1 at the position. Nick Cross, he's like top 2, top 3 at the position, maybe top 2. And then you look at Van Ginkel. I mean, Van Ginkel, I have at number 2 at the position right behind Hutchinson. So like he killed it. Like Grenard, like he gets enough work to where he doesn't lower the average. Same thing with Joseph and Buckner. I mean, he's gonna have enough high weeks to where like he's not gonna lower that average. And Byron Murphy, like people don't respect him. He gets a lot of points from fucking interceptions, from passes defended. Yeah, so I feel like he killed it. I mean, he took 10. If he would have taken like less than 10 or like 13 or like something, he probably wouldn't get an A. But he took 10, and there's like 0 weaknesses to me. And it's all top guys, pretty much.
See, these aren't top guys to me.
Who's not a top guy?
Like I have Bond in my top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like Brooks is in my top 15.
Are you basing it off of IDP 1, 2,
IDP flex? Like yeah,
Okay, so it's
but
different.
with the flexes, like because we only start flexes. Like we don't have to start.
No.
CE.
I said, are you basing it off of IDP 1, 2, 3 scoring?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, like there's a lot of guys out there I'd rather have over Brooks.
I mean, Brooks didn't have one game below 20 points last year. He finished like top 4, top 5.
But you also, I'm not an IDP expert, so
Okay.
you can't like everything that I talk offense, take to heart. But everything that I talk defense, it's like I'm new at this, man.
Okay.
I learned from Alex. Like, remember I told you, like I didn't really start doing IDP till I actually hooked up with you and started watching your shit. Then I was like, oh, well, let me get into some IDP shit. So I'm only 2 years into this IDP, man. I don't know what I'm doing yet.
Okay. So yeah, I don't give out too many A's. I'm not stroking Minnesota Mike off or anything. Like this is there was no weaknesses to me there. Like because the top 5 guys, those are all A's, and like Van Ginkel being on the bench, that made like the bench so much stronger in my eyes. So yeah, that's why. Some thought behind it. Bench. Spears, Braylon Allen, Christian Kirk, Palmer, Nick Chubb, Gordon, Demario Douglas, super late, Yoshi. How do I fucking pronounce this running back's name, Jamie? Menangai?
No, it's not my nung guy. He's not my nung guy because I'm a Roshan guy, right? So it's
oh yeah, and I totally skipped Strange. Strange was
Manungai.
And Robinson, Felton. So to me, guys who I feel like making the grade go higher would be, and I'm just going in reverse order here, would be Demario Douglas, Palmer,
Kirk.
I don't know. I'm not too sold on Kirk. I don't know how many games he would actually crack.
I mean, if you're not in on Kirk, you should go all in on Noel for his value. But I think Kirk can hold up for at least half, maybe 75% of the season. But he's only on a 1-year contract, so if you have him in Dynasty, sell him. I do in best ball, he's a value.
And I do think that the top 3 guys on your bench make a difference as well. So I'm gonna say B- for the bench. So that's kind of like in my eyes, a B- is like neutral for like the score. They don't really bring the score up or down. So let's see. This was what I say, a B-, a B+, B+, an A, and then a B-. Okay, so that was, so what was that? 2 B+ and an A, and then a B- and a B-. Yeah, see those QBs, that's weighing this down a little bit for me. I think that's going to make it an 87 overall. That's still money in the bank.
So I like the QBs more than Alex, but Alex likes the defense more than me. So I'm going to give it the same exact grade, 87.5.
It's a good team. And what BK said, Jamie, what game of sport are you coming from? He said, I see the vision. Oh, game or sport. I don't know. He's background. What are you talking about?
What?
I'm not sure what he meant by that. Explain that more, BK. I'll ask it again.
Yeah, I'm high as fuck, but I'll answer any questions.
Okay, let's see who's next. All right, Minnesota Mike, you the man, bro. Appreciate you. All right, it's Jason Hawk fan, then Toyota 1, then Brown, then Crispy, just to read off.
Well, we all know Crispy's going to get a big fat F.
Where is Hawk fan? There it is. There we go. Okay. All right. For Hawk fan, QBs, Herbert, Purdy, and Russell Wilson.
It's too much of us, it's dangerous. So dangerous, we so dangerous. My flip mode squad is dangerous.
Milrow, I feel like that's way too early for Milrow in the 13th round. Any other QBs? Nope. All right. So really just grading off the top 3 anyways. And to me, Herbert and Purdy, like Herbert might be a B plus, and I'll call him that. Purdy's a B, and Russell Wilson is like a C plus. So I still don't think it drops below a B for having Herbert and Purdy. So that's what I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna have to say B plus on that cusp of A, because like you have Herbert,
Mike,
top 10, right? 12-team league. Then you have Purdy, who's top 15, but he put up points per game, top 8 numbers.
Okay.
So you have like 2 essential top 10. So what I do is when I miss out on the top 4 or 5 guys at quarterback, I'll wait, and I'd rather take 2 of the top 12 to 15 guys rather than have one of the top, like.
This is funny. So BK said, "Oh, like UGO or NBA or like anything like that. Might be coming from some Simpsons boxing, for all we know." Rocky and Ivan Drago.
Dude, I'm all about NBA Jam. If you guys want to play me and hook up on some Sega Genesis, and we'll play some NBA Jam, and I'll be on fire.
Dude, when we all got together when we all got together for that mansion party back in whatever it was that
2 years ago?
Yeah, was that 2023?
That was 2023. So I missed it.
2023.
You invited me.
Yeah. We all did mushrooms, and we were playing like Nintendo 64 and shit.
Oh, I love that.
Fucking awesome. And Scooby, he said, "Who wins this dynasty trade? Side A, Olave and Zay. Side B, Waddle and Jameson." I feel like both teams lose because they just did
dumb.
360.
Well,
they did.
Why the fuck would you? First of all, like Zay Jones, I have above Waddle, right?
Zay Flowers.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Zay Flowers, I have above Waddle. Zay Flowers, I have right above Jameson Williams. But I also have Olave in the same tier as Waddle, and I have Olave in that same tier as Williams. So the Zay and Olave trade wins.
Yeah, I would say that side wins.
If it's best ball, I don't even give a shit. No, I'm not even gonna give you an answer. But if it's but I also play Dynasty Best Ball. So
okay,
but Zay wins this trade just because he's the better player than all of them.
I think side A wins, but one thing that I will say,
don't trade.
If you were using my one-on-one advice service, you would not have made this trade. You would have made this in a way different way, and we would have dominated that trade. So make sure you go sign up 420crew.com and sign up on the superstar tier or higher, and I'll send you a message, and you'll get my cell phone number. You'll be able to text me, and I'll be like a guru right there, like in your phone, like ready to help you with every trade that you're gonna make, and I will help you shit on your league. Yeah.
So going off that, instead of getting Olave in that, you would have got like a top 15 running back.
Yeah, but that's all right. So, let's not spend any more time. We got to grade these other ones. But we gave our spiel on it on each of them. Okay, now it was so what did I say? It was a B for the QBs, and now we got running backs: Gibbs, Genty, Harvey. And see, like this, like Jamie's gonna fucking say you teabag the league with this, but I'm not. Dude. Genty, because he plays on the Raiders and their line sucks, he's like a B- guy to me. And Harvey, he's like a B- guy to me because of how good the line is over in Denver, but because like I'm not super jumping through the roof on these guys because I don't think he's going to get 300 carries or anything like that, or like 250 carries plus 100 fucking targets. Like, I'm not thinking that he's going to get that. Like, you know, there are some crazy people thinking that. I'm not saying James is.
Let's say 50 targets. All right, he catches 35 of them, and then he gets over 1,000 yards rushing and 8 touchdowns. That's going to put him in a top 12 type running back area for Harvey. Now, Genty has been going top 8 in my single quarterback leagues. What I do on best ball, on underdog, top 8 pick. I was getting him pre-draft at 2.7, 2.8.
All right, in a vacuum, who you taking, Genty or CD Lamb?
Oh, CD Lamb, 100%. 100% of the time.
That's who went. That's who went after Genty, and that's what I'm saying.
Oh shit!
The reason why I have my grades the way that they are, it's not to discourage people
Look at the full
from
picture.
like drafting like people, but it's also like if I just graded him a B+ or an A, that means like people are gonna start drafting him in the first round, and that would like not make people money. That would not make people do the right thing with the way they're valuing people. So that's why I pull it back a little bit with the hype on these rookies, because like if I was fucking juicing people on these rookies too, you know, versus making people think a little bit more let's say logically and realistically about rookies compared to like some of the other people who are getting drafted in the same range.
Yeah, so I didn't even look at the other teams around that, but like
that's what I'm saying. That's why I asked in a vacuum just to see what you said. So like CD Lamb doesn't go at the 2.6 all the time, but he happened to today.
So I do Fast Draft. Fast Draft is an app. If you haven't downloaded it, go to Fast Draft, put my code in. My code's Hunter, and you'll get a $50 deposit match. But anyway, it's no quarterbacks. Flex 4, you draft 6 rounds, and I take Lamb at my 4th, 5th pick overall. Yeah, that's how high I would take Lamb.
Yeah, that's big.
So that's crazy. He fell to the fucking after the mid-second.
One second.
Yeah, no, I do like the Harvey pick. Can you scroll up a little bit real quick?
The Harvey pick? I mean, that's like the top.
Yeah, so you got Gibbs, Genty, and Harvey. That they all 3 have top 10 upside. I know Harvey's more at the 20th range. Genty's top 10. Gibbs is top 3. So a top 3 running back, a top 10 running back, and a top 20 running back in a 12-team league. I'm gonna have to give that an A-. A. Yeah. No, you can't get better than that. That's an A.
Yeah, see, and that's what's crazy. So for me, that's like it's like a B or like a B. It's like a B+ or a B, and I would always grade it down. And like the reason why also we're gonna have injuries. There's gonna be injuries that happen, but like these grades are like if everything pans out the way that it does and there's no injuries, because who's to say? I mean, you know, it's fucking knock on wood as many times as I can. Who's to say it's not those guys who get unlucky? You know, like that's all I'm saying is like everybody has the same chance of getting hurt. And like that's really what propels people to low end RB1s is usually the guys who get injured, who fall out of it because of
so I would like this team even if I took Jefferson over Gibbs and then took Genty as my number 1 running back, because I think Genty is going to be a top 5 running back at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
It's that Bauer situation. Elite talent. That's the Bauer situation with elite talent, same offense. I can see him blowing up. Genty's going to be a top 5.
So wide receivers, Rice, Worthy, doubling down on KC. Golden and Ricky P and Trey Harris. Man, see, it's like
I would have took Harris over Pearsall.
Well, I mean, you got them both. So I mean, but you said that you would have got Ridley over Pearsall, right? Who went after Harris?
I would have took Ridley over Golden.
Yeah. So,
Dude, I would have took Ridley over Worthy.
yeah. So, this is probably, I mean, because of the quantity that you have plus Rice and Worthy, I'm probably going to give this a B minus. But the young guys, to me, I mean, they're all in that B minus, C plus.
Yeah, it's got that upside.
Yeah.
So I agree with Alex. B minus.
And what BK saying? He said, Hustler, what's your wide receiver Utopia cast look like in a best ball 12 man on DK? Man, see, I'm in Vegas, so I can't even play DraftKings. I'm not even sure like what. And after the lawsuit that I won from them, it kind of makes me weary on even like jumping into shit that with them. But like what I don't even know what the options would be, how much they would like what the price range would be on these guys. I've done like 0 DK.
So I did 1 DK draft with a co-host that I know from Going for Two. So I'm gonna throw it in the chat. Watch it. Like it's kind of hilarious because like the draft goes so fast because it's only 20 seconds per pick. So you're like boom, 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 boom. I couldn't even keep up. This was like one of the first ever episodes that I was a host on, and I suck as a host because I'm not that like personable. I'm more So like I had to fucking wing it, but I'm gonna throw it in the chat.
And let's see what the IDP is looking like over here. So TJ Watt, I mean, we're getting him at a little better range than before. Max Crosby, Quincy Williams, Julian Love, Daniil Hunter, Blankenship, Cam Curl.
I like Curl.
Patrick Surtain and
don't like Surtain, man.
Yeah, he's gonna need like a pick 6 in order for him to like potentially crack your lineup. So he's someone I would just avoid.
Yeah.
The top 5 to me, it's probably like it might be a B plus. It's either a B or a B, either a B or a B plus, one of the two. The bench would be after Daniil Hunter, and the bench is like, I mean, Patrick Surtain kind of brings it down. Diablo brings it down. Curl and Blankenship kind of keep it high, but bench is probably like a B minus. So I think it would average out to just a B flat for the total score. And then bench would be where would the bench start? Raheed Shaheed, Tillman, Pat Bryant. What the fuck is Jatavian Sanders? Yeah, Jatavian Sanders, Estime, Barner, Tajay Brooks, Noah Gray, Damian Martinez, Dyke, Royals. Is it Brashard? Yeah, Brashard Smith.
Yeah. I don't mind that. I like Brashard Smith.
Washington and Owens. Who is Owens?
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Tariq Owens. I think you could have went with a better pick than that. I don't even know who that is.
Oh, I don't even know who that is either. Is that like Terrell Owens' little brother?
It might be something like it because he signed a reserve contract, so I don't even know what it is. Go ahead and grade that real quick while I respond to this message.
Yeah, I don't like any of those backup bench running or wide receivers. It makes no sense. Owens, who's that? Royals whippity fucking do. He's like 7th in targets. Dyke. People have been pronouncing it DK. No, it's fucking Dyke. You're a fucking Dyke, man. I do like Brian. I do like Tillman, and I don't like Shaheed in that offense.
Yeah, it's a C for me.
I'd say C minus. Like the only reason it's not a D is because you got Tillman and Bryant.
She said, so I'm asking about the best value of those wide receivers 1 through 5, 6 through 15, and then 2 from 16 through 30. The draft position size as Cup is valued at 30 plus or whatever wide receiver he is. Oh, okay. He said, "Congrats on the lawsuit." Yeah, I mean, we just got paid in like in DK bucks, so it like didn't even matter. Like, so stupid. It was one of those class action lawsuits, and yeah, it's just they're a joke. What? So one answer could be Lamb, Lad, Marvin Harrison, and Hunter. Fuck, man. I guess I don't. I mean,
you want to rank those? Wait, Lamb, Lad?
No. So you pick one wide receiver who's 1 through 5, one wide receiver that's 16 through 15, and then 2 wide receivers that are from 16 to 30.
Yeah.
Because I mean Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, I
think Marv and Lad can both be top 15 though.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not picking them based on where they finish. You're picking them based on where they're ranked on DK. So, like, I guess I don't know the list. So, if you want to put it in, like, who's the 1 through 5, who's the 6 through 15, and then like 2 messages of who's the 16 through 30, we can answer. But other than that, we'll kind of just be guessing, I'm sure. Crispy said Harrison's a bust. You just want to fucking draft him later. Okay, so my score of what I said, it was a B for the QBs. It was a B for the running backs. It was B minus for the wide receiver pass catchers. It was a B for the IDP, and then it was a C plus for the bench.
Yeah, I give it a D minus for the bench, but I'm upping the running backs to an A. I'm upping the quarterbacks to a B plus. Receivers, I don't know, C plus. So whatever that averages out to, that's my
So, yeah, I think this one's kind of like right around the B range. I feel like the wide receivers are going to bring it down a little bit, and then the bench is going to bring it down a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say, I mean, this one is going to be an 83. So it's still a B. It's just a low end B.
Solid starters. I don't mind it.
Too many rookies for my taste in the starters. I feel like that's why I probably graded it down a little bit at certain spots. And Crispy says on the block wherever I have him. Man, let me tell me where. Tell me where.
So who? Jenny. You gotta look up Jenny. Jenny on the block. You got that drop?
No, I don't.
Jenny on the block.
Yeah. But yeah, he's talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. He's on the block.
Yeah, so whenever someone puts someone on the block, you just play that fucking Jenny on the block sound bit real quick.
Let's see. Toyota 1, right? Is that who's next? Toyota 1, then Brown, then Crispy. Okay. Toyota 1 swooped on Josh Allen at the 1-3.
Love it.
Josh Allen. Oh.
Wild Stallions!
And then Drake May. That's solid duo. And then Aaron Rodgers.
I hate Aaron Rodgers.
Flacco.
I like the Flacco value. Like, I would have took Flacco where I took Aaron Rodgers. Like, why wouldn't you just skip Aaron Rodgers and just take Flacco as your 3? So I'm gonna have to downgrade you for that because you reached on fucking Rodgers.
Let's see. And then Flacco, Dobbs, and Trubisky. So he did get the backup. So if they get the backups, whatever I grade, I always put it 1 higher because of getting the backups. Because no matter what, if anything happens, even for 1 game or 2 games, I mean that's still a viable starter that can gonna come in and play.
So everyone listening, go grab Dak and Milton, and then Alex is gonna give you an A+ every time, right?
Yeah. Well, no, not an A plus, but like for this, I would make this a B plus for Josh Allen and Drake May, and going up one grade, it would take it up to an A.
So instead of so if
You
I
have
drafted,
to sacrifice a little bit of your bench or your IDP to be able to do it.
So let's say I got Allen and May, and then I didn't take Aaron Rodgers and I didn't take Flacco, but like 4 rounds later, I took Dobbs, who's May's backup.
I mean, I would tell him that you don't have to draft Dobbs anywhere close to what you're drafting him. You could draft him in the 35th round.
But that is a good strategy.
It's a waste of a pick, but
it's a good strategy though.
It is.
Think about it. You have two starting quarterbacks, and then 20 rounds later, you get the backup of May.
Yeah.
If May goes down, you have Dobbs who can step in and be a top 10 option. Like that, I kind of like that strategy, man. You just made me rethink what I'm gonna start doing.
Yeah, I mean, it only makes sense. We have 35 rounds for a reason, with like you should be able to prioritize a decent backup, to make sure that if anything happens, because we don't know what's going to happen. Like these grades, like I said, this is based off of a perfect world with no injuries, the way that I'm kind of like grading these guys.
True.
Like anything happens to anybody in front of these guys, they're automatically going to get better because like competition got out of their way. Players that were ranked higher now going to be, finishing lower because they got injured or whatever. So yeah, it would be an A after that's all said and done. Running backs: Walker, Connor, Najee, and Charbonnet. I'm gonna say a B minus for that crew.
Yeah, I'll say C plus. Just because I want Walker as my number 2, not my number 1. Connor is a great number 3.
I want Walker as my number 3 if I could do it. So like running back heavy, I want him as my 3.
Like so if you have Walker and Connor as your 3 and 4, that would be awesome. It's
way different.
It's so scary having those 2 as your number 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then your backup is Najee, who's a backup to the Hamilton, the rookie. And then you have Charbonnet. Yeah, you also have Walker, so one of them. But they also drafted a fucking rookie. So what does that tell you? If they're drafting a rookie in the 4th round, they don't feel very comfortable with one of those guys, Charbonnet or Walker.
Yeah.
Why are you drafting a running back so early in the 4th round when you have 2 stud running backs? Well, maybe they don't have 2 stud running backs. Maybe Walker's the guy, Charbonnet, just throw him out.
Let me see. So, and we'll get to your we'll get to that in a second, BK. Now the pass catchers, Bowers, McBride. I mean, to me, Bowers and McBride are like A's because of the tight end premium.
Is it 1 point?
Well, it's a half a point, but it's 2.
So I think you should change it to 0.75 next year, just to like bring it in the middle.
I mean, it matches like everything that I already have, so that's why we have it just as a 0.5, and it does make a difference, though. I mean, you think about it, just 3 receptions. I mean, that's an extra 1.5 right there. Like that's an extra 15 yards.
But to me, it makes a difference more in like the 9th, 10th round when you're drafting a bench player or like the last flex, as opposed to having Bowers and McBride. I know that you're getting that extra half a point, but if you add that extra half a point, they still don't add up to the top 14 receiver.
Yeah. And then Tyreek Hill and Cortland Sutton.
I love Sutton. Dude, Sutton's an awesome value. I love him as my number 3. Not liking it as your number 2, especially that you have Hill as your number 1. I'm gonna give that a. I'm gonna have to give that a C-, man.
I'm gonna call it a B because of and I'm gonna call it a B plus. I mean, it's all puzzle pieces here. I'm gonna call it a B plus. IDP.
But remember, you have to start 2 receivers.
Yeah, you got 2 starters right there.
But you drafted 2 flexes before you even had your wide receiver 1.
I mean, there's 3 flex spots. Like he said, he's trying a different strategy. So I mean, they're all starters. To the way that I'm grading.
Yeah, you're right. That is smart. Toyota. Yeah, I understand. If you do 100 of these, I understand doing it this way. But if you're only doing it one draft,
well, I'll tell you right now how many he's in. He's not just in 1.
Well, I understand. He's probably in like fucking 100, and you're
he's in like almost 20 so far.
20? That's a fucking lot, man. I'm only in 4.
So yeah, I mean, I'm thinking of all this, like no matter what, it's like pieces to a puzzle that you're putting in here, and they're starters, they're gonna get points. And the Tyreek Hill and Cortland Sutton, maybe those are the weakest, well, nah, it's probably the RB2 or the final flex. That's like the weakest spot, but yeah, I'm not gonna grade it down because of that, like when they're still the starters, but that it could have been an A. If he had more depth, it might have been an A instead of a B plus. That's how I feel. IDP.
I'm on the clock in so many fucking leagues right now.
Okay. We got for IDP Sherwood, Buda Baker, Mario Davis, EJ Speed, Jermaine Pratt, all very solid for the starters.
I like it.
Then Brandon Jones, Newbin, Delpit, Pitry, Verse, Adebo.
Man, I kind of,
but there's not a lot of upside, I guess. It's like, I mean, like Brandon Jones, like that, and Newbin, they probably have the most upside out of everybody. I kind of stopped grabbing Delpit and guys like Pitry, unless I get them in the 30s, because they're really mid a lot of times. I feel like I'd rather have some boss hog defensive ends who are going to have really big games. I'm going to have some shitty
Bayard.
Kevin Byard.
After
I'd rather have Byard over Delpit and Pitry. He gets a shitload of tackles.
I'd almost rather Byard over Newbin, and that's 4 rounds apart.
Yeah.
So I do like the fact that you went hard on these people that could possibly give you spike weeks, but consistency also is the game in this tournament. You can't just go after those 1 or 2 games, because those 5 players that you get are only going to give you 3 games with 20 points plus, if you're lucky.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a B for the IDP.
Yeah, I'm gonna say B. I do like the speed. EJ Speed is a great value.
Mm-hmm.
I don't target Sherwood that much. Davis is awesome. Speed
sounds good, Brown. I'll check when we get there. Bench starts with Jonnu, then Ingram, Beck, Mooney.
I like that.
Roman Wilson.
Oh, you got Roman Wilson, 100%. You're gonna win this league.
Justice Hill, Samson, Taysom Hill, Higbee, Herbert, and I would say after IDP.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this and totally redeem yourself.
But I feel like you killed it on the bench.
I like it.
Like Wilson and Taysom Hill later, Higbee really late, and then of course Jonnu and Ingram. I mean, that kind of started, and Beck and Mooney. I mean, I like all those guys for where you got them.
Yep.
But does it deserve? So like, I feel like this is at least a B minus, but does deserve to be a B, where it affects the way like now it's gonna like raise the grade up. You know, the overall.
Jonnu and Ingram are on the bench.
Yeah.
So those guys can put up any week top 5 to 7 receiver numbers with this IDP half point per reception.
Yeah.
And it's best ball. Like Ingram's going to be the Joker. Jonnu Smith, they didn't draft anyone. They're going to still rely on him. I see him being top 5 to 6 tight ends, but like with this upside with the premium, they could be a top 15 to 16 receiver even.
Yeah.
So yeah. I love Jonnu and Ingram on the bench because I believe those could be in your starters at least 45 to 50% of the weeks.
Because yeah, I talked about how the last flex spot might be a little bit weak, right? Because it's like one of the.
But this is strong. This is strong.
This is
plus
those guys.
Bash.
These guys
Mooney was top 15. Yeah, Mooney was top 15 receiver. Bash could easily, he's got the talent to be a top 25 guy. So I'm gonna have to up this bench.
I'll say it's a B, so it will affect the overall grade and raise it up a little bit. Yeah. So it is, what did I say? It is an A for the QBs. It is a B minus for the running backs. It is a B plus for the pass catchers, wide receivers. It is a B for the IDP, and then it's a B for the bench. So the quarterbacks, the pass catchers, and the bench are all raising the average. The IDP is kind of maintaining the average, and the running backs are lowering the average for me. Because of the running backs, I'm going to say this one's an 87.
I was going to say B plus. I love Toyota team, but what brought it up to a B plus is because I like your bench better than your starters.
Let's see. Okay. Good shit, Toyota 1. Good shit. So let's see. Brown is up next. And where's his team? Right here. And let's see. How many teams? I don't even know if I want to tell you. Because you said you guessed 40. 64. All right. Here we go. And dude, your running back's killer. I tried when I took IDP so late, my bench started off strong, different way for me. Yeah, definitely. It's like, the bench became really strong, and then a lot of your IDPs towards the end, not the strongest. So yeah, that lowered it a little bit, but yeah, still solid. Kind of crazy. Tyreek goes this late. I always miss him, and Diggs to have a big year. Yeah, insane, man, insane. What was it? It was Tyreek in the 7th round. Insane. Okay. QBs. Bo Nix, Stroud, Stafford, Pickett. And that's it. So you're the man, Brown. You're the man. I appreciate you, bro. And so to me, Bo Nix is like a really high B, not a B plus, but like a very high on the B scale. And Stroud and Stafford are kind of like B minuses for me. So I feel like
Strong Stafford should be like a B plus.
I don't know, man. Because
Plus, you got
again,
Knicks. Like Knicks is a top
Mr.
8.
Magic,
Strauss,
what up?
Strauss
Well, it's
top
just like I said.
12.
It's like if it's like I grade it as if it's in a perfect world that injuries are never going to happen.
Mhm.
You know, like that's a reason why I can't make everybody a B plus. You know, I can't make everybody an A. You know, I have to like nitpick. Like they're good, but there's like levels to the good. You know, and I feel like because of CJ not running, that's why he's like, you know, kind of like a B minus. Matt Stafford, same thing, because he doesn't really run at all. It's kind of like a B minus. And Matt Stafford getting fucking hurt and shit and being old,
True.
you know, like that's another thing.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, are these guys really good? Like, yeah, hell yeah. Like I have them on teams, but in the overall scale, if nobody got hurt, they're like B minus guys to me.
So I'm looking at the team though, like the way they built it. You have to look at that as like an A for quarterbacks because they sacrificed the receivers.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't grade up because of it. Like, you know, like when we talk
I don't understand the grade. Like I'm still trying to get the feel of it.
Well, what just like I mean, you know, because they didn't take their QBs early. That's why it's like a B minus, you know, like I mean, they took.
I don't like the McCaffrey pick. I think he could have.
Well, I know you don't. I know you don't, but he's still like a B plus guy, and Barkley's like an A guy, you know, because we're living in a world where McCaffrey doesn't get hurt. You know, like if he gets hurt, the shit changes like all the way. He's like nowhere near a B plus. But like right now, that's still kind of the value. If he stays healthy the whole time, he's definitely going to be a top guy. His injuries is why he's not an A anymore.
So would you rather have McCaffrey or Henry?
I actually took Henry, but like they're like back to back for me. And the reason why
I have them farther apart with Henry way above McCaffrey.
I have Henry as an A and McCaffrey as a B plus. That's how I'm like trying to do my best to like get these guys into like you know a letter grade.
Yeah, and, that makes sense. I like that because they are really close if you think about it.
Yeah,
but
miles apart because I would much rather have Henry than I would rather.
Yeah, and then the guy that took Henry 4 rounds later. Like you have to love that team.
Well, no, he didn't. No. I mean, Henry was drafted earlier in this one. He was drafted at the 2-2.
Oh, I'm thinking of another draft.
Yeah, you're thinking of another draft. Henry, I mean, shit, he gets drafted in the first round sometimes. Okay. If it's like an RB heavy type.
Yeah, exactly. He should be top 5.
Yeah. So Saquon and CMC, I mean, they make it to where. I mean, because there's no depth besides Judkins, I'm going to give it a B plus, but I'd say it's as close to an A as it can be. But I feel like Judkins, like if there was a running back in the mix in those 3, 4, 5 picks, it'd probably be an A.
Dude, I could see Judkins finishing top 5 because he closely compares to Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb was top 5, remember? And
that's what I'm saying, but
people were taking Nick Chubb at the end.
Remember, we're talking in a perfect world. There's 2 guys on his team that are going to finish higher than him.
No, there's not. Samson's not.
Barkley and CMC. Barkley and CMC. If they don't get hurt, they are going to finish higher than Judkins.
Well, I was thinking Judkins. Well, but I was thinking Judkins with Samson and Ford.
Yeah.
When you said same players on a team.
Yeah.
Like they have no talent compared to what Judkins does. So Judkins does have top 5 upside. But getting him in the 6th round right here with top 5 upside, I love it.
Wide receivers. AJ Brown, Olave, Reed, Debo, and Cup would be in there as well because of the 3 QBs.
See, I'd rather have Jennings over Debo and Cup and Reed, and he got him 4 rounds later.
Yeah. So to me, AJ Brown is he's like there's a lot more. There might be fewer like A wide receivers for me, but I feel like there's more B plus wide receivers compared to like running backs. You know, I feel like the running backs are like 5 that are or 4, 4, yeah, 4 that are the A's, and then you got a couple B minuses, and then it drops, and then you have a bunch of B's and B minuses. But like even AJ Brown's like a B plus to me, even in the 5th round. You know, Olave, I'm nervous about. I'm not nervous about Reed. Like I think it's crazy that everybody thinks that Golden's gonna come in and like Reed's gonna turn to nothing.
The thing is, Golden doesn't play the same position Reed does. Reed plays slot. He gets 60 to 65% of the snaps in the slot.
Yeah.
So when they play 3 wide receiver slats, they're going to target Reed.
Yeah.
The other percentage, they're going to either run the ball or they're going to throw it to Golden. So I like Reed over Golden for that reason.
Yeah. I think that I would give this. I'm debating. I feel like it's like a B or a B minus. I'm trying to like think of reasons why I would make this a B, but I think like there's more B minus players here than above. I feel like almost everybody is a B minus besides AJ Brown right now. Because they all have potential, but like Debo can fucking flop. Cup, I mean, he's been drafted where he is because he's fucking so injury prone now. Like
Reed's gonna be hit or miss. Olave, I think Olave could have a higher ceiling with Shuck because Shuck has a great arm.
Oh shit! Brown said he also wished he could have Jennings over these guys, but he was hoping he could get him where he did, like hidden in the ADP.
I like Jennings, man. I don't think Pearsall is going to take away from Jennings, so Jennings is going to get that 150.
And seeing like that's what's crazy too, because you got him in the 12th, and so like he doesn't even like, I don't know if like Jennings and Cup were reversed, it makes or Jennings and Debo, you know, was reversed, it makes the starting wide receivers that much better. But Jennings being on your bench makes your bench that much better.
But next time when you do a draft, think about skipping a Reed, a Debo, a Cup.
Like
and then taking an IDP like for Franklin, Jones,
Brown loves taking like a million IDP guys, but like he always gets them late. You know, like he knows that like if you get late value, you know, you might not get an A on the scoreboard, but you know you got a lot of value.
So instead, what I'm thinking is like get your top guys, and then get your depth, but like also remember IDP matters. We draft IDP for a reason. So don't wait so long next time because you didn't take your first IDP until what, the 20th round? Scroll down. 17th round. So like I love the Wilson pick. I do love Wilson. He's in my top 15. But like Luvu more in the top 20. So yeah, you do that's actually a good strategy because I have Wilson in the top 15. So
you guys are putting Jamie on the good strategies just by reading off your team.
So, but I would take those guys over if you scroll up the receivers that you got with Cup because you could have got an Edwards, a Bolton, like a top guy. You know,
it just depends because like the difference between a Luvu and a guy like Bolton, maybe it only equates to like a point or two per game. You know,
but I'm saying, but you're taking one of those guys over a Devo or Cup who can equate to the same.
Yeah. So we're going to IDP and Wilson, Luvu, Duggar, Josh Hines Allen, Yvonne Pace. Those would be the top 5. And smart man, you got Schlesinger outside of your starters. See, I like it because like I don't like Schlesinger as a starter. Like he might be good overall, but there's going to be some learning curves early. And Dre Greenlaw, Kaiser White, Byard, Kendricks, Dodson, Rapp, Alontae Taylor. I mean, you got Alontae Taylor crazy late.
I want to ask Brown, how did you steal my list? Because all these guys that you drafted on your bench besides Schlesinger. After Schlesinger, god damn.
13, 14, 15 IDPs. You fucking savage. 15.
That's crazy. That's why I fucking like his team.
Yeah,
He's
it's
drafted
so
many
many.
IDPs.
It's so many. And see, it's almost like I almost downgrade it for that because like you can only start 5. Like you can't start more no matter what. You can only start 5.
Like I would have rather have Burden over Eckler. So you could have done that. So that's going to be a downgrade.
I'm gonna say a B plus for the IDP though, but let's see.
Oh,
Yeah, because Jamie's already looking to nitpick on your bench here. Let's nitpick on it. So we got Jennings, Guarendo, Higgins, Njoku, Goddard, Eckler, Hunter Henry. Arroyo.
Three of those guys you named could be starters in this lineup at any given week.
Yeah.
Njoku, Higgins, Jennings. And if McCaffrey gets hurt, fucking grind.
And I give us style points for Guarendo for sure.
I think this team's gonna fucking make it to the finals. Of the.
There you go. We might have. Let's see if we have 200 teams that are in or 200.
Well, no, I'm saying this is a 12 teams.
Yeah,
and I'm just saying this team's gonna make it to the next step.
Yeah, so you got to be top 4.
Top 4.
So let's say. I mean, we're shooting.
But this team's also going to be the top 1 in this league. So you have to advance them even more.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got to be top 4 to make it to the next level. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a B for the bench. So let's see for me how this all shapes out. So it was B minus, B plus, B minus, B plus, and then a B.
How the fuck do you get AJ Brown as a top 10 receiver in the fucking 5th round?
Browns, I'm usually drafting IDP when you guys are drafting their bench. Yeah, it makes my bench a little bit stronger. I could be wrong, but I feel like the bench and IDP at value wins these things. Yeah, because I mean, if like think about how good like these teams are based on how I grade them. You know, like I mean, there's a lot of like chalkiness here, and like it is a lot of the IDP and the bench that like helps people's grades get a little bit stronger. And like when you think about like just last year, for example, Derek had his 3 last picks, 28, 29, and 30th round picks. They did good enough to crack the starting lineup in week 17 in the championship. And that's definitely one of the reasons that he won, you know, because he drafted them so late and they fucking balled out. Okay, so I think so. What is this? So the running backs bringing the average up, the IDP bringing the average up, and the bench bringing the average up, and then that's the wide receivers and the quarterbacks bringing the average down. I'm gonna say that this one's an 86 overall. 86 overall. Very solid.
87.4. You gave it a rookie score. 86. Come on, man.
And let's see, where was BK at his question here? Okay, so let's see. So 1 through 5 is Chase, JJ, CD, Puka, Monra. 6 through 15, Neighbors, Nico, AJ Brown, Brian Thomas Jr., London.
I'd rather have London over AJ Brown.
DJ Moore. Yeah, I think in that top 5, I'm probably taking Chase.
Yeah, 100% Chase if you have the 101.
I think I'm taking Yeah, well, he just said like who, like if you could pick anybody, right? I'm picking Neighbors as well. Like, I mean, I don't. He didn't give any parameters, so I'm just saying who I would
Neighbors, I would take at 107, 108, but you got to. There's no running backs here.
Yeah. And then who are the next guys? JSN, McLaurin, Worthy, Wilson, Evans, Marvin Harrison Jr., Zay Sutton, Judy Metcalf, Devonta Olave, Ridley, Tet, and Jameson.
Damn.
Probably going Scary Terry and Garrett Wilson or Mike Evans. I'm probably leaning Garrett Wilson.
Well, I would go JSN first, and then McLaurin, Evans. After that, it's a tier break with Marvin Harrison Jr. on his own.
Yeah, it's tough.
Then you have no, I would put Wilson with Marvin Harrison and McLaurin. So.
And what BK says this is the contrarian Gilbert Arenas guy I've been hearing so much about. I don't know. You talking about Jamie?
Wait, what? Wait,
I don't know. I don't know. All right, Crispy. Here we go. I'm playing it straight for Crispy. You know, now we're gonna play it straight for a few days. You know why?
I just want to clear.
I want your teams to suck, Crispy.
Yeah, Crispy
So we're
already
gonna
gets
grade it like it should be graded.
All right, D-.
Jamie can go with the full on stick.
Yeah.
So here we go. Baker Mayfield, Jordan Love, and Sam
Darnold. That sucks.
Yeah. See, we need Jamie around to shit.
Yeah, you literally just got a whole bunch of quarterbacks that don't run the ball, and it has no upside whatsoever. But hey, at least you got 3 of them.
And then Jimmy G, Drew Lock, Malik Willis, and Levi's. So just in case, you got Levi in the 35th round. Hey, wait, but you didn't get Baker's backup, did you? You didn't get Kyle Trash? No, he totally didn't. See, messed up, Crispy. You had to get all 3 of them. If you don't get all 3 of them, you're not getting the extra bump up. So I'm gonna say, I mean, to me, Baker's like a B plus, Jordan Love's like a B, and like Darnold's like a B minus. So it all averages out to
Darnold's like a D minus.
I know you hate him.
So, but Baker A, Love B. All right, so then you got an A, B, and a D. What is that?
A big D. And so running backs, man, Montgomery, and lucky that you did that. We're getting Montgomery there, because even when I saw it, I was like, damn, he had to get Montgomery early. But lucky you did, because all the running backs that went, I mean, shit, everybody would have been gone by the time that you went. So smart move by getting back-to-back running backs at the 5-12 and the 6-1 with Montgomery and Kamara.
I would have done the same exact thing, except I would have took Harvey and Kamara instead of Montgomery and Kamara, just because Harvey gives you more upside.
And Brown said, thank you for the grade. Said, how about Devonta Smith going a few picks after AJ Brown? Yeah, that I didn't really see that, but that's like kind of insane, because like,
yeah, they're like 3 rounds apart from me.
Yeah, let me see, where the hell
2 rounds maybe.
Oh, you know why? It's because it's SWGOG, and I think there's some of us that might be a little bit in dynasty mode. He's for sure in like redraft, style mode. That's why Devonta Smith. Oh, wait, actually, and he's also in Philly, I think. Wait, is he in Philly? I'm not sure if he is or not, but those are my thoughts. So where was I at? So the running backs, I'm gonna give. I'm going to say a B. Kind of debating on a B or a B minus there, but I'm going
to say C plus, because I think he could have done a little bit better with that Montgomery pick.
Wide receivers, where all the money was spent. Brian Thomas Jr., Puka, Roma Dunze, Godwin, and Jacoby Myers.
So I'm gonna give Odunze, Godwin, and Myers a C minus. No, C plus. But I'm gonna give Thomas and Puka an A plus.
Damn it. See, I would have given Thomas and Puka an A for the combo.
Yeah.
And then Adunze, Godwin, and Myers, I'd give a B.
Well, no, you gotta lower Godwin because he's coming off of an injury, and they just drafted Ibuka, so we don't know. And then Odunze, they just
And the last time Godwin was playing, he was the wide receiver.
And
they extended him.
But what did Odunze do? What did Odunze do? Nothing last year.
Well, he's the weakest link out of those three.
But he got him first. That's the thing. So you have to lower that. Odunze, yeah, they have DJ Moore. They just drafted a tight end in the top 12, which is the first time ever since like 1990 that they had two tight ends drafted in the top half.
They love fucking tight ends.
Draft.
Like they're crazy about tight ends.
Yeah, so they also drafted Luther Burden early in the second.
Yeah, that don't matter though. Adunze is
it does matter, man. Odunze,
overall draft pick who didn't do that bad in his rookie season, unless there's some behind the scenes shit.
But they just drafted like a 12th overall tight end.
They don't play the same. They don't play the same position.
But they don't. But they also drafted an early second in Burden.
Yeah, but I don't go crazy for early seconds when he was drafted 1 year.
So if Odunze and Burden came out in the same class, Burden would go above Odunze. I'm telling you this right now.
I mean, he might, but it didn't happen though. And and just like
they're
going to throw a lot. Yeah, because their running game sucks. So yeah, they're going to be throwing the ball a shitload.
They just got some people from free agents, brought them over to the offensive line. So that's going to help Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Luther Burden, DJ Moore. If they get rid of DJ Moore, then Odunze skyrockets.
Yeah.
But Burden still stays the same because he's going to play that like 70, at least 65 to 70% of the snaps.
I mean, to me, Burden's nothing right
now.
Burden
is better than Odunze for fantasy. And I'm high on Odunze.
I mean, I gotta see it. Maybe for Dynasty, but not for 2025.
It's gonna happen. There's rumors that the first year of Burden is going to match 2001 Deebo Samuel. You remember that big year? 2003.
Yeah, but that wasn't like his rookie year. Nah,
yeah, it's gonna St. Brown 2003. They also said
wasn't a rookie then. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
here's the
you're talking about guys when they're at their peak of touches and not like their rookie year.
But they also said that he could get the same usage as Ladd McConkey did last year.
Not as the number 3 or 4 option. Like that's not.
We didn't think Ladd was going to be the number 1.
I mean, who did you think Quentin Johnston was going to be the number 1?
We thought it was a running game. Remember, it was all running, rush with Dobbins and the other guy they got.
Yeah, but I mean, I was also one of those guys saying that I'd draft Ladd everywhere with an early second or even a late first.
I got him in like 210 or 110 to 201.
Yeah, like
all day, every day. Give me Ladd.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say an A for those wide receivers. As a whole, and it's mostly because the top 2. IDP, Caden Ellis, Bobby Wagner, nice start. Jack Campbell, Rosenboom. Man, why do you draft Rosenboom so high? I feel like I don't want him that high.
I love Rosenboom, but not that high. Dude, Jack Campbell's. I'm looking right now. Jack Campbell
and Zach Allen. That's the guy who I was talking about that Crispy drafts like 10 rounds before everybody else does. And then Harold Landry, Jaquan Brisker, Jahad Campbell, Leonard Floyd. Man, why'd you draft Leonard Floyd so early? I drafted him in the 35th and 34th round religiously. And
Jack Campbell. Like, why do you need Harold Landry on this team? Brisker.
And then Jalen Thompson.
Thompson. I hate that guy.
Jalen Thompson?
Yeah. I just don't like him because my best friend. No, my best friend was named Thompson, Jason Thompson. And this dude fucked me over so fucking hard in fantasy football. So
Damn it.
And I've known him since 3rd grade. And 2 years ago, I haven't talked to him since.
Damn.
Fuck that guy. Fuck
Damn
Thompson.
BK said a lot of interesting DTs in this past draft. Is DT any good at IDP? Well, yes and no, because like if you're talking about just D linemen in general, you'd rather have the defensive ends than the defensive tackles. Usually the defensive tackles, they'll get a little bit more on the tackle side, but they'll get less on the sack side, and you really want more sacks.
Yeah, I stay away from DTs. I go for those defensive ends.
All right, so I feel like you could have done better on IDP, Crispy. I'm gonna say a B for the way the makeup of this one. It's like either a B plus or a B, so I'm gonna lower it to a B.
You're being generous. Mostert, huh? Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, he has Roshan Johnson. Crispy, you get an A plus, bro.
Can't talk shit anymore.
Yeah, I'm sorry. A plus. I was talking mad shit because
he's talking about when he was downplaying Campbell, he's talking about Jihad Campbell, not Jack Campbell. So the bench: Freiermuth, Ray Davis, Roshan Johnson, Kareem Hunt, Mostert, Gesicki, De'Ami Brown, Jordan James.
Yeah,
that's it.
Not impressive. I've seen better from Crispy.
I have two. I'm gonna say a C plus.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a C minus just because you have Roshan. If you didn't have Roshan, I would give you a D.
So let's see. All in all, what did this turn into? So it was a B minus, an A, B, and a B minus.
Crispy said, I thought I love rookies.
Yeah, because you're talking about Jihad Campbell.
No, not like I said, I'm newer at IDP, man. You gotta give me like at least 2 more years until I'm an expert with this IDP. Like, I've been playing fantasy for like 25 years now. And I just got an IDP 2 years ago when I met Alex.
There we go.
Give me some slack, man.
So all in all, I think this one, I mean, the running back's bringing it down, but it's really kind of the only position bringing it down. So man, I would give this an 87. Yeah. Can't have any B minuses and make it an 88 special.
I'm gonna give it a 78. It's the opposite.
Should have been a
69, dude.
Maybe even a 55. One of these. All right. Hell yeah. There we go. Time to get up out of here. Jamie, tell everybody where to find you before we get the hell out of here.
The only place I want you guys to watch me is right here on the 420 Hustler Network. Everywhere else that I do podcast, you don't need to watch that shit. We can do it right here with me and Alex.
Yeah, we got to get Jamie on the channel more. Yeah, we got to get that figured out. But I know sometimes there's an overlap, but we'll get it figured out here. And try to one that's gotten to IDP last year, still learning and knowing shit. Yeah, man.
I'm still learning too, man.
It takes time. It takes time, but all you got to do is just keep paying attention, and I'll try to give more and more insights. I'm gonna be coming out with some rankings here pretty soon. There's a lot of rookie drafts and things that were going on, and that was taking a lot of my focus. So now that a lot of those have cooled off, we still have a few more, but yeah, we're gonna have rankings dropping, just all types of advice dropping on Patreon. So make sure you get over there, 420crew.com. and you download the Patreon app, I'd recommend subscribing to the Superstar tier or higher. Look at all the different things that you get. A lot of people told me that the all access tier is the best for them. So that's the one that I'd recommend getting on. That or the priority. And it'll be the best way that you stay in touch, and you're getting the fastest responses and, you know, the most insight that I can give and the most explanations I can give. And it's really a lot about getting the trades done and helping you not fuck up on trades and not fucking up on trades, but also really dominating on some trades. That is what it's all about. And most of it is happening one-on-one. And BK, I'm throwing in the link right now for everybody, 420crew.com. The link is in the bio somewhere. The link is in the description as well, but the link is in the chat. And don't forget to stay through the credits, guys. Whoever is subscribing on Patreon, subscribing on Twitch, subscribing on Rumble, subscribing on YouTube, anything like that, you are in the credits, and your status is based on like the level that you are at on those. And it's all of them combined. So it starts with our executive producers. Salute. And then we got our producers. Salute. Appreciate you guys. Then we got our co-producers. Salute. And then we got our associate producers. Salute. Appreciate you guys. And then we got our epic supporters. You guys are the shit. And awesome supporters. I appreciate you guys. You guys are fucking awesome. And shout out to everybody who's watching right now. Appreciate you guys. If you didn't see the new intro, rewind back to the beginning and go check out the new intro and then leave a comment.
See that.
Yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I appreciate you guys. And let me know what you think of the thumbnail as well. And yeah, we're gonna be up in the thumbnail game and everything. So we'll see you tomorrow, because you know we got another draft. Peace out, and we'll see you in Patreon.
Defense on me.
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night. If they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm going to take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night